The American fascination with space goes back much further. While in Arizona, Scott Thuman stopped by the Lowell Observatory, one of the country's oldest gateways to the universe.
From the top of a mesa overlooking the city of Flagstaff, Arizona, it's obvious the night sky is different. On the horizon, no blinking lights of a fast food chain, no searchlights drawing attention to an auto dealership. The sky here is dark, making what's above the main attraction.
When we're lucky enough to have a comet coming by, you can see the comet sometimes naked eye.
Amanda Bosch is a planetary scientist and the chief operating officer of Lowell Observatory.
The reason Lowell Observatory is even here in the first place is because Percival Lowell was very interested in Mars. This was 1894, and so Lowell sent out a group of people to see how good an image can you get at this site or that site or this other site. And so the survey came here. It was a good site. The town said you could have that hill over there.
By 1896, he was scouring the heavens with this large telescope still in use today.
He was looking for evidence of Martians. There had been some indication of these canals. If it were to be true, then it would be indicative of, Martians creating a canal system on their planet to transport water so they could survive. Sorry.
Makes you laugh a little.
I know.
Though Lowell never found them, another astronomer at the observatory made a major discovery. Clyde Tombaugh, a self-taught astronomer, discovered Earth's most distant planet. On February 18, 1930, Tombaugh found Pluto, becoming the first and only American to discover a planet in our solar system. A giant find that eventually led to a giant downgrade. As we all know, Pluto got demoted.
Pluto got demoted because at the time there were some other potentially large bodies that were discovered further away than Pluto. And so the question was, do those get planet status as well? Should we have 9 planets or 15 planets or 8 planets?
Regardless of the number, tourists flock here for a glimpse at what's out there. 10-year-old Andrew is visiting from New York and eager to share his big revelation at Lowell.
I never knew that the guy who discovered Pluto didn't go to college yet. He was 24, and he was the guy who discovered Pluto. It's just, when people think that old people are the guys who discover everything, like, he's 24. My sister's almost 24, and she hasn't done anything yet.
That's awesome.
But the future, well, that is boundless. And here, both amateurs and professionals say the still unseen is what will keep them searching for more. For Full Measure, I'm Scott Thuman in Flagstaff, Arizona.
NASA's Fermi Gamma Ray Space Telescope has observed something it's never seen before. A discovery that helps explain an astronomical mystery. Supernovae are exploding stars. They most often occur when the core of a massive star runs out of fuel and collapses. But in the past couple of decades, astronomers have found supernovae up to 100 times brighter than usual. The mystery is how these superluminous supernovae were powering up. Astronomers looked at 6 near superluminous supernovae to occur during Fermi's mission. Only one, in 2017, shows evidence of gamma rays, the highest energy form of light. Analysis of these findings clearly favors one explanation. The extra power comes from a spinning, supermagnetized neutron star called a magnetar, formed in the star's collapse. The magnetar's intense magnetic field accelerates particles that ultimately produce gamma rays. At first, the debris absorbs this emission and converts it to visible light, boosting the brightness of the blast. After about 3 months, the debris thins out enough that the gamma rays can leak out and travel to us. With this observation, Fermi has helped solve a cosmic mystery and has added another class of gamma ray sources to its repertoire.
Well, everybody, this is Scott Roberts from Explore Scientific, and we are broadcasting live the 178th Global Star Party. And so let me bring on my co-host here, David Levy. It was so fun to see him come on to the Zoom channel with me, and it felt like some sort of reunion. So, but David, it's great to do another Global Star Party. It's been a little while, and I know that you've been busy out there giving talks. I was just at Lowell. That's the reason why we had the Lowell segment coming up. So it was really interesting to be there, and I'm a fanboy for that organization. They have just amazing facilities for people of every age, and I think of every interest too. So whether you're a beginner, you're just looking for something to do for the weekend, you happen to be in the Flagstaff area, you should stop at Lowell because it's historic. It's of course interesting on a science level, and even if you're not really into science, it's really a beautiful place to be. So, but David, I know that you've been there many times. What are your thoughts on Lowell Observatory?
Well, Lowell Observatory, my first visit to Lowell was in 1967, and I was there, and I was taken on a tour by none other than Robert Burnham, who, when I found out who Robert Burnham was and his record of comet discoveries, I told him that I had started searching for comets. And the encouragement he gave me was of something I've never forgotten. He said, avoid the Milky Way and never, ever give up. And I never did. And I'm still searching for comets all these years later. And I've had a lot of visits to Lowell. It's a wonderful place. And I'd love to get back there. Back to your Scotty.
Thank you. Thank you.
But I do have a poem later.
Oh, do you? Okay, great. Okay.
Do you want me to do it now?
If you'd like.
Okay, all
I'll
right.
give you the
Thank
stage.
you for the floor.
Yeah.
Before I do my poem, I do want to fill all of you in with a little medical story that's been happening to me in the last couple of months. It began at the eclipse of the moon that I saw out in San Diego. And on the way home from that, I started to get some dizzy spells, which at first weren't too bad. But about a month ago, I had a terrible, terrible day during which I fainted 15 times. The last of which I broke some ribs. And I don't know how I found my cell phone, but it just happened to be right next to me on the floor. I was able to call 911. They asked me what my problem was. And all I could do is tell them, I think I'm dying. And they got to my house within about 180 seconds. And 2 days later, I was discharged from a second hospital. And what had happened was that my blood oxygen level had plummeted to an extremely low 5. And So it was actually, I was very nearly, it was a nearly fatal event. The good news is that I'm feeling a lot better right now. My sister-in-law absolutely refuses to let me go to my grandson's wedding this summer, and I have to listen to her. But I'm here, and I have a poem for you. And my poem for you today is one of my favorites. It's called All Through the Night, and All Through the Night dates back to 1784. Edward Jones, our Heidi Nos, musical and poetical relics of the Welsh bards. And I remember as a kid, I was sent to a summer camp that I absolutely hated because I was so homesick. And however, it's become a very precious place for me. It is the place where, at age of 8, I saw my first shooting star. There's also the place where, in front of everyone in the camp, I actually sang all through the night. And I would like to do that right now. Please don't laugh too hard at my voice. And here goes. Sleep, my child, and peace attend thee all through the night. Guardian angels, God will send thee all through the night. Soft the drowsy hours are keeping, hill and vale in slumber sleeping. I, my loving, vigil keeping all through the night, while the moon her watch is keeping all through the night, while the weary world is sleeping all through the night, or their spirit gently stealing visions of delight revealing, breathes a pure and holy feeling all through the night. And now, thank you very much. And back to you, Scott.
Great. Okay. So I am learning tonight that my video is kind of choppy and my audio is kind of choppy, and I apologize for that. For some reason, that is my audio, or not audio, but internet for the time being. So, yeah, I have like 40 or 50 megabytes upload, and I have about 350 megabytes download. So, apparently, other people here on the account or the Zoom meeting will have better luck than I do. But anyhow, we will switch at this point. We are waiting for Cesar Brolo to come on, but I think what we'll do is switch to Lori Ansorge. Lori is from the Astronomical League, and she's been on many global star parties. And so, Lori, I'm going to give you the stage here. Thank you. And you are muted. Lori, you are muted.
Yep.
There we go.
There we go. It's all good. Let me fix the screen now. A little out of practice here.
Yeah, we're out of practice.
All right, so we're going to go to advanced and portion of the screen, and we'll do it that way. And I will pull that down. And then we'll make some sense of this. I love your themes. The theme for this star party, the 178th, is, drum roll please, signals from the stars. And so what I thought I would do tonight is share a little bit from what this member of the Astronomical League does with those signals from the stars. Love a good theme. So I'm going to talk a little bit about our observing programs, some challenges, some citizen science, some resources, and of course, people. So what we do with those signals from the stars. I promised Adrian I'd show him the cat paw galaxy tonight. This is in links. Right now, as a member of the League, I'm working on the ARP Peculiar Galaxy program, the Northern Hemisphere. And as part of that program, we're looking at the 300-some peculiar galaxies that were cataloged at Palomar by Halton ARP in 1966. And I'm finishing up marking my images because I've imaged about 109 of them, 110 as of this afternoon, but when I went back to review, turns out it's 109. That's the way it goes. I only need 100. And I'm putting them together to turn in for one of those lovely pins that we can earn as part of these programs as a member. And that program can be found on the astroleague.org. But there's also a very current challenge going on. In fact, I just completed this today and got my certificate. There have been 16 observing challenges. Number 15 is the nova that we're still waiting on that's supposed to be in Corona Borealis, the blaze star to be particular. And there is a video that's posted by John Goss of the League. It's on YouTube. If you're on Facebook, you've probably seen this poster that was made that was put up to advertise it. I watched it. It's only about 10 minutes. Definitely worth a view, as all of his videos are. And it's really interesting because it covers what the controversy has been about Messier 102. Messier was Charles Messier of the 1700s, who was the French comet chaser. I love comets. Hats off to David Levy. And he was trying to, Charles Messier was trying to catalog all those pesky things that he saw in the sky that weren't comets, so that when he hit them again, he knew he wasn't finding an exciting comet, which is unfortunate for him, but it's good for us because it gave us a marvelous list of 110 objects, except for you have to be careful about your note-taking and the neatness of your work and your handwriting and findings and repeatability because, spoiler alert, the Greek symbols for theta and omicron are very similar, and some of the note-taking wasn't quite accurate. And so this particular challenge walks the amateur astronomer through the process of repeating some of these observations and deciding which of the possible observations and coordinates were likely candidates for this M102. Don't worry, 102 is kind of a settled thing at this point. It's NGC 5866, as NASA calls it today. But it's a lot of fun to do some of these challenges, and you get a lovely certificate for it. So as a part of the process, we can either do images or we can do drawings of the particular items that are in a challenge. In this case, I chose to do images, and they have you walk through finding things on the star chart, as I did. And part of the benefits of doing a challenge are you get to learn a little history, you get to improve some observing skills. For me, I get to learn more so I can share it in outreach. And of course, you get to have a little bit of bragging rights because you get a certificate at the end. Now, there's also some great citizen science programs that are available out there. In particular through SciStarter, and the Astronomical League will also give you a certificate for bragging rights for some of those. Done 2 of those this past month and a half or so. This first one is citizen science looking at Martian clouds. And in this particular case, they put these images out to the public because there aren't enough paid scientists to go through and find in all of these little images which ones have these things like these arcs, which have a special meaning to them. So if you crowdsource this data and have a community of thousands or even hopefully millions of people looking for these things, you can throw out the outliers and you have basically a pool of responses from citizen scientists, which is you and me, it's everybody. And they're able to fast track what the data means. So in this case, I did a few hundred of them and spotted these little arcs, and that'll help the scientists figure out some more about weather forecasting for Mars, which will be very important for future Artemis missions. There's also one that's fresh from the Rubin Observatory. Woohoo! This is that biggest camera in the world observatory in Chile. And they have on Zooniverse, a citizen science program, the Rubin comet catchers. And in this one, you're doing the task of something even easier. You're basically running through a tutorial, seeing what they're classifying as comets, and then going through and either marking yes or no that you see a comet. Every once in a while, it'll pop up and it'll tell you, oh, this one was a known comet, sorry you missed it. And it'll give you a chance to hit it again. And that's just sort of a way to improve the data quality of these things. Well, I had so much fun with these comets that I got the Citizen Science Gold Level certificate from the League for doing over 1,000 of them. And I'll probably go back and do some more. But this is fresh, brand new data from Rubin Observatory of all places. Who can beat that, right? But I have to talk to you a little bit about Alcon because Alcon's coming up in Cincinnati and it is in August. And I have to tell you too that there's a lot of graphics that go up on social media from the Astronomical League. But since I mentioned the Alcon, let me jump to that real quick. We have the conference, which is August 12th through 15th in Cincinnati, and every Alcon has a set of featured speakers, meet and greets, observing that goes on, tours, awards, but most importantly, making lasting memories and friendships. There are people that I met at my first one that I look forward to seeing every year at the next one or at other events. It's just a really cool place to meet up with people of like minds, but to learn a lot and have fun. Going back to this lovely poster that John Goss made, he's highlighting for us too some things that are coming up throughout 2026, and in particular, last night and tonight, the Venus passing Jupiter in the early evening. If anybody is familiar with your night sky, and I hope a lot of you are, if you're like me, you looked out a couple of days ago and you saw in the sort of southwestern sky 2 bright stars, and it was kind of reminiscent of Castor and Pollux in Gemini. And you're thinking, well, that's not quite in the right spot, but okay. Well, those 2 bright objects are Venus and Jupiter, and they have been coming together and will be passing each other. And if you're any place other than where I am, where it's cloudy, hopefully you'll get to see it. So there's also going to be a very shallow partial solar eclipse on August 12th. And in Maryland, it's only going to be about 11% eclipsing. And there's also going to be some other events happening through the year. So Astronomical League provides a lot of information and resources on those kinds of things on their social media and their websites, including these lovely monthly charts. And since they do have the planetary transits, I did ask John if he could put the year on these things, which he does now. So it goes over what's of interest in the sky, helps you learn a little bit of star hopping by walking you through with ABCs and a little legend down here in 1, 2, 3s, so that you can learn the sky, but most importantly, enjoy what you're looking at. And he must have thousands of these drawings that are now available and free to use for members at Outreach. He's got the relative planet positions for this month of June. How fun is that? And one key message here is that really the planets are always on parade. You always hear about these media events. Oh, the planets are on parade. Well, they're in parade on the ecliptic, so they're always there. But here's a nice little graphic that explains why. Also coming up this month, Friday, June 26th at 7 p.m. Eastern, 6 Central, the Astronomical League Live will be featuring as the speaker our own Scott Roberts, spanning the globe, travels to international star parties. I'm looking forward to that because there's a few he's mentioned here on Global Star Party that sound pretty intriguing. So I hope that everybody marks their calendar because that'll be a must-see. And if you can't see it, they do post up the videos afterwards, so don't miss that. So let me pause there and ask if you got any questions that need any answering.
Well, Lori, I have a couple of questions. As always, a wonderful presentation. It's like riding a bike, right? You hop right back on and you go. Um, the awards that you're up for getting with um all of the work that you've been doing here, are you going to get those awards at the upcoming Cincinnati AstroCon?
Actually, the awards I've been doing are part of the observing program. And in particular, I've gotten the ones that you see in this slide, upper right-hand corner, and those are pins and they come with certificates. The citizen science and the challenges are just certificates, and you don't have to wait a whole year for those. You turn them into the coordinator for the program, which is posted with the program on the web, and they send them to you. So that's kind of nice. But some of the higher level awards, like the Youth Awards, the Wilhelmina Imaging Award, I got second place last year. The presentation of the plaques to the master observers, those all happen in person at the actual Alcons. Does that answer your question, Adrian?
Yep, that was one of two. And my other question was, did you use your Sea Star or did you use another rig to do your capture of all the galaxies that you were doing as part of one of your sweeps of the night sky?
Well, the Sea Star is actually my husband's. He won it in a raffle at a club that we belonged to. The ARPs are so tiny, they recommended the a 12.5-inch aperture telescope for those. So I did whip
Okay.
out my better electronic scope, which is the Celestron 6-inch Origin. It's got the older
Mm-hmm.
camera because the newer ones are, I guess, not available to everybody yet. But I do, depending upon which outing and which purpose, like any good tool in a toolbox, you got to have the right tool for the job. So I don't like to use my pliers as a hammer. I'll pick the right scope for whatever the program is. And that's what I did for that Bear Claw Galaxy was the Origin.
Okay. Yeah, I was gifted a Sea Star for my birthday. That's why I asked, because I have targets that I still need to
Hmm.
go out and
I've
get with them.
seen people do some amazing things with post-processing with 7 hours or more gathered on one of
Yeah.
those little tiny sea stars.
Mm,
Be prepared to be impressed with what you get.
will do. And thank you again. Excellent presentation.
You're most welcome.
Yeah. I want to say that just give a shout out to the Mid States region of the Astronomical League. They're tuning in right now, and we have a nice audience watching around the country. So um, let's just talk about the Astronomical League just a little bit. It is the world's largest federation of astronomy clubs. I think. What are the numbers again? Or do you remember the number of
It's
clubs, the number of members?
Yeah, it's about 300 clubs, and I know that there are some international, and
Hmm.
it's give or take about 25,000 members. and has had quite an uptick since COVID, which is great.
Yep. Well, very good. Well, probably thanks to people like you, Lori. So thank you very much.
I love sharing, and I love getting people to join because they love sharing too.
Right? That's awesome. In fact, that's a huge part of our community and what we do. Okay, so let's go to South America. We're going all the way down to Argentina, and where I was, in fact, just there
Yeah,
some weeks
well,
ago, right?
we
Yep, and so
few works ago, Scott, of course. Just I
yes,
miss
and
you
so
because you was here a complete week. Was an excellent first opportunity to know each other. I
yeah,
really we had a beautiful time with you and share with the business, the family, and something that we could make us go to the San Miguel Observatory. I have a list of
hmm
places for the next time, but really I enjoyed your visit here
yeah,
in
and I'm
Argentina.
enjoying my new glasses from Sirocco Optica. So
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah, yes. Was
seeing way better. So,
sure. We are a
no, they're
real,
nice.
absolutely. We are, as you saw, we are a real Italian style family business where
Yeah.
we, if you have broken glasses or no, you don't have opportunity to say, okay, Guillermo, went with you to take the measures. And was a pleasure for you. Thank you for using the our frame and glasses because we are the manufacturer. Actually, we manufacture the frame. Um, it's so really we are waiting again that you can return to South America, to Argentina. Um, really was a great experience, and of course that we are hope that you can return as soon as
Yes, I
possible.
will definitely return. So
Yeah.
that is definitely going to happen. So I'm excited.
Yes.
And we talked many times about some of us coming down to Argentina and seeing what it's like and everything. I will tell you that Buenos Aires is a beautiful city. It's
Thank
just
you.
a remarkable, beautiful city, and the people are warm and friendly. Cesar is particularly special, but that's because he's also an amateur astronomer. But there's a lot of amateur astronomers in Argentina. So
Yeah.
they've got
Yes.
great skies. They go to Patagonia. They even observe locally, and they get together and have barbecue and just really enjoy each other. So it's great. They have a wonderful tradition of not only just regular hospitality, but of
Yes.
amateur astronomy hospitality as well. So
This is
it doesn't get any
it's
better than that.
Argentina. Yes, is that
It's Argentina. That's right.
our be we are defined with our own customs, and you know that well you really we appreciate a lot that you could be the first time. Next
That was the
time,
first time. Yeah.
yeah, only the
Yeah.
first
And
time, only the
so,
first. Yes,
yeah.
and we are hope that you can return and we can go to the start party in Mendoza, or because Buenos Aires it's
That would be
only
wonderful. Yeah.
yeah it's only the city, but our customers and the great um, uh, quantity of people that are lovely amateurs. Well, you saw while we was talking, the WhatsApp, the group, it's
Yeah.
around one. It's not the only one, but it's the WhatsApp with the people that participate in our start parties, or it's
Hmm.
friends or customers, and they are all time making pictures and pictures at a velocity that really
And really
we was
great,
we was saying
great
it was
images.
a
So
fall of, yes, of pictures and pictures. As
yeah.
I take this now, and you saw this, and it's so intensive, the
Yep.
production of pictures and talks. It's beautiful.
So
Really, we are
everything that
happy.
Caesar is saying right now is true, absolutely true. And so you need to think about how you can get down to Argentina. And it is, again, it's a very safe, lovely area. And, I highly recommend it. So I had an excellent time. Caesar, I'm going to give you the
Yes,
stage and give you a few minutes to talk about your program, your presentation tonight.
yes. I give you the. Let me share. I think that presents. Um, here, here. Well, the a small presentation that edición, presentación. You can see the presentation now.
Yes, we can.
Yes,
Okay,
yes.
okay. Well, this is
I
the
was muted.
last.
Sorry.
Okay, last time we talked that I visit in my trip to Italy, to visit my friend, my brother that live in Italy. We went with my entire family. My kids uh, are grown, are older, and we found, or we decided the idea to go this the, me, my wife, and my sons, um, to Italy. I found in Florence, in Firenze, a museum of Galileo. Exists another museums over Galileo in Italy, in Verona, or um, um, but in the same way exist many museums dedicated to Leonardo da Vinci. And when I saw the opportunity to visit this Galileo museum, the collection of the Medici collections for Galileo, of course, that I go immediately to visit this, and well, of course, that was an amazing experience. Last Global Star Party, we was talking about the sensations inside the museum, and the sensations about thinking in Galileo, in the times, history, politically. And now I show you a little pictures that I have, some instruments of the time of Galileo, the all about astrolabes or compass, or tools for calculators. And I show you these small presentations, for to show the image that in the last Global Star Party we talk. Um, of course, that the center of the astronomy in these times, in the 14th century, was about the astrolabes, the center of the science in the Renaissance, and Renaissance was in this part of Italy. The Medici family was one of the most investors in science. In of course that in many times with the idea to have warfare machines or not learn about things more related with knowledge with power about this. Galileo start to have this noteless about position, the studies, that a lot of works over celestial mechanics in an age where it start to be so fast the instruments, the all about the, for example, this astrolabe of Ignacio Danti in 1050-70 is an amazing astrolabe. It's around half meter. It's impressive when you saw in a real thing. They are all completely the things about. This is from Stefano Bonsignori, El Polyhedral Dial, for example, and this one have a lot of different things to take measures. Here have a small compass, and this one I took this picture in the position where you have the two holes to watch the start, the altitude and position that you need to take the measure, the position. This is la armillare sfere del Girolamo della Volpaia. It's very interesting instrument with a glass sphere in the center. Okay. This box, I think that this box was like a huge computer machine today, where you have all about compass, thinking in the complication of, we are talking about the first time of the Renaissance, and look so complicated and complete instrument to take measures. One of these was for calculate sine and cosine, sinus and cosinus. And well, this is giant, for example. This is a 3.70 meters height, and you have a huge system. And this is fair to calculate position for planets. All, of course, with the center in the heart in the center. Our planet in the center.
Giant.
Yeah,
giant.
yeah. Look the people here.
Yeah. Okay. Well, Caesar, we are running a bit behind.
Okay.
So why don't I know that you have more of this presentation here. Why don't we finish up with this slide right here, and then we can transition.
Yes, in the slides.
Okay?
Of course.
Okay.
Next time, only the last one, the lens of the Galileo, sorry.
Because I also have some
telescope.
questions for you.
Yeah. We stop here. We stop here with the lens of Galileo in a special portrait or something like this.
That is the actual lens? It's the real one?
Yes, the real one. Unfortunately, was broken, but the support for the, I don't know the name exactly in English, when you make something to show. And I think
frame.
that a frame, but so luxury, because really, I think that when you make some art about a frame, they looks something like so beautiful or special. I think
Yeah.
that it's very very special that in that time they thought in special what was this. This is something that have for us, that make for us an idea of something about, they know that this was so important
Sure.
later, but it's about the sensations for, it's like something sacred, but not for by
Yes.
religion, if not for Deutschland, for the, how do you say, you feel in the first time of the humanity, the maybe in the Greece, or but put something like a reliquary, relics is like a relics, it's a
Yes.
relics,
Yes.
but not from Catholic things, it's from science. It's incredible. This is something
Mm.
that finally you have the idea of so important is.
Hmm.
It's
Yes.
incredible.
That's
Yeah, yeah,
beautiful.
yeah.
That's beautiful.
Hmm.
Wonderful. Well, let me ask you a question here. This is from our uh, group here, and let me get back to where those questions
Yeah.
are. Here we are. Okay. We have Jim T is watching on Facebook, and he says, Caesar, my wife and I will fly to Buenos Aires on January 30th to board the Eclipse cruise. You guys have an eclipse coming up. Is there somewhere local where he can go view some deep sky objects with binoculars and naked eye? Say maybe a taxi ride away. Is there some place he can go that where he can see maybe the some Milky Way, or
Yeah, yeah.
what is going on January in January? Can he see the large and small
Perfect.
Magellanic Clouds, or
Well, yes. Magellanic also, the first thing that when you go to Buenos Aires, you have a lot of light pollutions, and
hmm
you need to go to some place in the farm area, maybe 100 kilometers, 1.5 uh, 100 kilometers.
yes,
Um, sorry, 150, 100 kilometers, and you have the opportunity to watch, for example, Milky Way is more easy to watch in winter, where because you have the center of Milky Way very high in the south hemisphere, very high over your heads in the middle of the night. But in summer, in January, you can see this maybe the first time of the night. And yes, let me check the idea for I use Explorer Star Envision for this.
oh, you're using the
The
new
new one,
software.
yes,
Okay.
yes. I
Yep.
we try. I try this. Yes, in summer. Okay. Um, yes. Do you have the arm? It's the same that you have in North Hemisphere. The arm in summer is the arm of Orion. But in the opposite situation. Yes, you have a lot of Milky Way to watch, but do you need, of course, mostly go to the outside of Buenos Aires, at least 100 kilometers. Do you have a lot of open areas?
So that's not a taxi ride. That is
No,
it
no,
would
it's not
be
taxi ride. It's the same that in any
yeah,
city we
sure.
are we are 50 million people. Between the 50 million people,
15
between the
million. Wow.
50
Okay.
million people. You saw this.
I saw it. I saw it.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
true.
yeah. Well,
That's
yes,
true.
when sure, because when we went to the San Miguel Observatory, we was not really outside the city. We was in the metropolitan area, and you need to go outside maybe 100 kilometers more. This is a normal
Hmm.
situation for the size of the city. But I think that for people that like to go to Buenos Aires, they can contact me. We can.
We can
Uh,
set up something.
Yeah, sure, sure. Because maybe you
Yeah.
can go to the Delta, to the north, to
Yeah.
the Entre Rios, que is another province. But if you go, for example, where Maxi was, Maxi
Yeah.
actually is more far away because he is in the mountains area in the center west of Argentina. But where we are finishing the observatory installation in Alberti. And Alberti, you have an excellent skies. And
Yes.
maybe you are, of course, that you need to go and take a place for sleep and return on another day. But this perfectly exists very interesting places that you can
Okay.
go to estancias, we call it, you can
Hmm.
go to have a day with gauchos and eat an asado, that is a barbecue,
So
and
so
very nice.
he needs
And
to
you have a
add some days. Maybe maybe add 2 or 3 days so that you
sure,
can explore the Argentina a little bit, go with the amateur astronomers to a dark sky site, really enjoy it, and then go on your eclipse cruise. So yeah,
sure, sure. They
that's the
are
way to
they
go,
are
I think,
sure they are
if at all
coming in the
possible.
in absolutely in the annular eclipse for the next February 6th
Yeah.
in Argentina. Do you have a huge area where you can go from Mar del Plata, that is a typical city
Mhm.
for in summer for go to the beach and you enjoy the area. And the line is going to the west and to the south, the line of the cliffs, of course. And next time I show the path of the eclipse for this annular eclipse from
Okay.
uh, from Mar del Plata to inside the Patagonia, in the North Patagonia. You have a lot of places to come here, and you know that when you have an eclipse, you have a night without moon, and you have a beautiful experience for to watch the sky in the night.
Yes.
An annular eclipse sometimes is incredible. We had one in Santa Cruz 2 years ago, and was amazing because we had a teeny layer of not so teeny layer of clouds, and we can watch safely with the sunglasses
Hmm.
the ring to the naked eyes because the layer of cloud was perfect to watch the ring, of course, with a lot of uh, care. Every time you need to be if it's safe. I know that it was safe because I don't have two rings in my retinas, but it's very important. But it's
Right.
very important, sure, that
Okay.
Las Grutas, it will be a great place in the sea.
Yes. Yes.
uh, we are making a huge work with many places to visit in the ring eclipse, annular eclipse next February 6th, 2027. And
Wonderful.
now it's going to start the World Cup, Scott.
Yes, I know. My wife is crazy about it right now. So,
we, I, we, we watch
okay.
the
All right.
game.
Let's bring Vivian on. We want the next time you come on, Caesar. We want to finish up
Hi.
your trip to the Galileo Museum, and we want to talk more about the eclipse.
Yes,
Okay.
yes. Next time,
So,
no problem. No
yeah,
problem.
and I guarantee you, if you show up in Buenos Aires, if you connect with Cesar, uh, they will make sure that you have a spectacular time there. And I also want to point out that when I stayed at a hotel, very nice hotel, right across the street from where
Yes,
Cesar works, it was
thanks.
very inexpensive. It was like from memory, it was something like $50 or $60 a night. Okay, so that was yeah, a great price, and
And they have good quality. Yes, yes.
yeah, very good quality. We had wonderful breakfast
Sure.
there and everything, and
Yes, yes.
it was spectacular. And those of you that wear glasses or need augmented eyesight, you can get a quick checkup at Sirocco, and they will make sure that you have a great experience in correcting any vision problem that you might have. So, okay.
Thank you very
All
much. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Was a
Thank
pleasure.
you.
Really was a pleasure.
Thank you so
Okay.
much. And let's switch now to Vivian. And thanks very much, Caesar. Okay. Vivian, you've got like this really cool spectrum going on behind you.
It's the
That's
sun spectrum.
Look at all that. That's great.
That was
So
great.
all of those absorption lines are different elements in the sun, correct? I mean,
Yes.
look at them.
I know so many. Can you believe it?
So
I mean,
many.
they're made up of each element will have many different lines, but that's a lot of different stuff we're looking at. Pretty cool.
Yeah,
We learn
that's
a lot
right.
about stars from the sun itself.
Yeah, a lot of it's in our bones and blood, and all, I guess it all is, right? I mean, not a lot of it, but all of it is.
Yeah, all but the
So,
hydrogen, pretty much.
yeah. Vivian, it's been a while since you've been on Global Star Party. We're really happy to have you back. What is going on at the ASP right now?
Woo! So much. We are entering kind of a new era. We have rebranded. We are not the ASP anymore. We are now the Astro Society. I'll show you our new logo. I put it on my
Oh,
slide.
wow, I had no idea.
I know, kind of exciting. It's a mouthful. The Astronomical Society is
More, I mean, the ASP was always kind of international, and
it, but
but
so many people
if you
always think
just
it's just
read it, it's like the Pacific, like only for those guys over there, right? So,
exactly. So now we are just the
mhm,
Astro Society, and we have a new logo, which is, just the tip of the excitement iceberg. It's
awesome.
very, yeah, there's a lot going on over here. We're going to be at AAS coming up. We're hosting a focus group um, for the college astronomy club. So we're looking to work with college astronomy clubs and help support them because we know how much that support can be helpful at the undergraduate
Sure.
level. So we're doing lots of fun things. Yeah,
Wonderful.
still have
Wonderful. Well, I'm
nice
going to give you the
network.
stage, Vivian.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for
Okay.
having me back, Scott. It's been a real pleasure.
Oh, my goodness.
Nice to see you, David.
Thank you.
All right, let's see. Oh, all my buttons disappeared. Here we go. Share. Let me get the right one. Nope. How about that one? Can
There
you
you go.
see? Yeah.
Yeah. Yes.
Okay,
Yeah.
that's us. Look, there's our new logo. That's it.
Oh, that's it.
It looks kind of
Oh,
similar to the old one, but
nice.
it's just us, the Astro Society. Um,
Okay.
and I'm Vivian White. For those of you I haven't met yet, I hope to meet you someday. I've been at the Astronomical Society, the Astro Society for 20 something years. I was 10 when I started and met Scott. No, I'm just kidding.
Wow.
The
That doesn't surprise me. That does not surprise me.
The Astro Society has been around for 138 years. We do astronomy education from pre-K through gray. I mostly work with the Night Sky Network. Right here is the group of about 400 astronomy clubs across the US. I had to I actually just added that in because I was like 300 and something. No, the Astronomical League we
Jeez.
work with very deeply, and have for many years and love working with the Astronomical League. But we are sponsored by NASA, and we support amateur astronomy clubs across the US, but we also have tons of different resources that are available for free online to anyone. And that includes our YouTube page. We have lots of great lectures and speakers that come on from NASA. So if you want to learn about the latest NASA science, it's a great place to go. I can't see chat, I think on the Facebook Live, but feel free to throw questions in anytime I'm around. I was going to show you one of our activities. So we have lectures, we have lots of different announcements. We have a calendar that has 20 plus astronomy events on it every single day. So amateur astronomy clubs are uploading their events to the calendar, and you can kind of see what's going on across the country. That's just at nightsky.network.org. We'll get you there. We also have tons of activities that you can do as an amateur astronomer, and that's my love and why I work here and what I get to spend my days doing, which is so much fun. So I was going to share one with you because I thought it kind of went with our theme for tonight. And it's called dun, 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 Clues to the Cosmos. And this has to do, I know, I just needed
I
more
like it.
life. For this, before you get started, go get your cell phone. You're going to need it because it's an interactive activity and we're going to need you to do something with it. So I will give you a minute to do that and I'll explain what we're going to do. This activity is an easy way to talk about all of the ways that we use light to discover secrets of the universe. And it comes with, if you're an amateur astronomy club and you are not part of the Night Sky Network, we encourage you to join. The toolkit has all different materials. This is one of about maybe 7 or 8 activities that are in this physical toolkit. And this is what the toolkit materials look like, but it also has an online component with these slides. So I just wanted to show you that. This one tells you that there are more colors of light than our eyes can see, and that different telescopes detect different kinds of light. We talk about filters and how astronomers use filters, but also how artists use filters and even detectives, how detectives use filters. So does everybody have your phone? Scott, that's you too. And David, if you have your phone, it'll be much more fun, I promise. Okay, Adrian, are you there? Okay, check it out.
I got my phone.
Okay, great. Thank you. All right. So are you ready?
Okay,
Got
so
my
get
phone.
my phone ready.
Lori,
I
this
got to
is
get my
great. I
camera
can't see.
ready.
Okay,
Can't wait to
here we
play.
go. So this is a virtual
Oh,
adaptation.
okay. Here we go. All
Go
right.
ahead and
So
take a
everybody
picture
do
of
this
that.
together. All of you watching out there,
Yeah.
get that QR code on your
If you
phone.
haven't used a
And
QR code before, you just take your camera phone and you point it at that, and then you click the little button on the bottom. It usually is like a little thing that comes up. Let's make sure it's still there. And all you're going to do is say
oh, oh,
play.
wow.
This is an artist who did this, so I have nothing to do with it. You just allow it to use your camera while you're using it. Okay.
I see.
So it's a filter that you can create on your phone and it shows you, see there I am in red. You can use, it's got red and green and blue filters on there. And then also a different color wheel. So does everybody have their filter up and ready to go?
I have it up against your
Yeah.
background.
Yep,
And
I have
boy,
it up.
your
It's
I
background
playing.
like
is
Oh, I
the
bet
I
the
like
beautiful.
the
background. Oh, I haven't tried
spinning.
that. Oh, that's perfect. Okay.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
similar to my background. Okay, I'm going to put up the next slide now. This is this is a color wheel of all the colors.
Just
And tell me what you notice. What is the filter that you're using doing?
Blocking everything
Blocking
that's not
or
that color.
absorbing some of
Ooh.
the colors
yeah,
while allowing others to
it's
go through.
It's
Great.
absorbing all the other color. Yeah, that's right, Adrian. So just I've got like the red filter on right now, and all I can see is like the red section
Right.
fading off, from 12 o'clock high down to like, the 3 o'clock position and the
Yeah.
9 o'clock position, but underneath it, it's dark, so
Yes.
So what I
if I
find,
use the green one, then it does the same thing, only in green, and then in blue. You got that one. And then if you take the spinning color, which is
wheel.
very psychedelic, I like this.
Right.
You know what I find
Me too.
what I find interesting,
The
Vivian, is when
blast.
I look at the screen, I would consider that little piece of that wheel red, but when you turn on the filter, you get that half of it, like Scott said, which is telling me that there's some sort of emission, red emission coming from those other colors. The yellowish and the purplish. So your filter, any part of it that's like made of the wavelength of red shows up as all red in the filter. So that reminds me of some of the astrophotography where we've put filters to take in HA light. It could be mixed
Exactly.
with other frequencies, but it captures all that light. And I think you're gonna correct or explain how that's working.
It's
Ding,
like
ding,
I
ding.
planted you, Adrian. Thank you. Wonderful. Yes. So astronomers use filters like this, although like the H alpha is a very narrow band filter. So it's not looking at the whole red spectrum. It's just looking at a very
Ah.
small piece of the reddish orange spectrum where hydrogen gets excited. It lets off light at a very certain wavelength
Hmm.
spectrum.
Hmm.
So if you look on the left-hand side of this, there's another spectrum that's the line, right? So this is the
Oh, yeah.
spectral lines of Vega, one of the brightest stars out there, one of my favorite stars. And so the light that we see from a star is white-ish. But when we spread it out like through a prism, we then see this rainbow spectrum. And the star is giving off all these colors, the whole spectrum of colors, but the gas in its outer atmosphere is blocking certain wavelengths or those
Hmm.
lines of light. And that gives us a clue as to what's in the star. So that was my clues to the cosmos piece.
That's
Um,
awesome.
yeah, it's a fun way to talk about this. So when you're describing spectra or wavelengths to folks, gives you a real tangible way to do it. But that's not all. There's more. Okay,
But
now
wait, there's more.
but wait, there's more. This one,
There's
I don't
more.
want you to give away the answer yet, okay? So I'm going to go to the next slide, but don't shout anything out. Promise?
Promise.
Okay.
Okay, all right, here we go. Next slide. Can you break the code?
Oh
So
no.
you can read this in different with your different color wavelengths.
Yep.
And then check out and see what's happening there. What's going on when you're looking at those letters through the filters? I would just use the red, green, and blue to get you started. That's easier.
It's like the old password game.
Yes, exactly. Do you
What
remember
game?
those? We used to get them in the cereal boxes where you could decode Cracker Jack boxes. That's what we used. Okay. So, all right. Anybody want to share what they see?
I
Now
can
you see
share,
the light.
Yeah,
but
hit
I
it.
got lucky. I had the right filter on, and so I was able to see the sentence that was hidden in here. It's now what wait, let me look. Now you see the light.
Yes, you got it. Okay, so this one doesn't do a great job on there, but if you have your red filter on, you can kind of see. Now you see the light. The red colors come through much better than the other ones. You can also make secret messages using pink and blue highlighters, and you can write, like this can be an actual tabletop activity that you can do. If you use pink and blue highlighters, it has the same phenomena. You can do the same trick. So I use all different color highlighters, but the red and blue are the ones that do this really well. Just those particular wavelengths work quite well. Um, and I wanted to show you one more thing. So when you see images like this of the cosmos, those images are Not all, that's not what it looks like when we look here at the Crab Nebula, right? That is when we are
Mhm.
looking through a telescope. Well, first of all, it's usually just a faint smudge, but if you're out in a really dark sky and
That's what it looks like to me.
yeah, that's what it looks like through
No,
that
I'm
huge
kidding.
telescope. You just
I want his
that's
coffee.
probably what it looked like.
It's what
And
we
this
visualize when we see it, right?
right.
Because if we,
Well, we all know that that's what it really looks like. But what they're
yeah.
actually doing, so when we're doing outreach, we try not to use false color because while we know what that means, that is a kind of a tricky concept, and we don't want to sound like we're making things up, right? So we use
Mhm.
we talk about representational color. So each of the colors here, the red is representing what we see in the radio wavelength that our eyes can't see, but the radio telescopes can see that. So the infrared that also can't see is represented in yellow. If you were to look at this through a telescope, you would only see this green part at the bottom, the optical one, and that's if you have a really good telescope. But you wouldn't see all of this depth and color. So what astronomers do is they use these powerful telescopes in lots of different wavelengths of light, and they put those pieces of information together to tell us quite a bit more about what's going on in the object than we would get with just white light, the visible light spectrum on its own. So, um, if you want to look through the green filter, you would see more or less what this looks like with a really good telescope. That would be, so if you take this and look through the green filter, that's basically, I mean, it's a really, okay, it's never looked like that for me, but
Yeah.
if
Me
you had,
neither. I
yeah,
think that big blotch in the middle is pretty much what I
I think
see.
that's it. I think, and I only see it if I use averted vision. But oh, I wanted to show you a cool resource that you can use, and I will stick this in the chat, and you can do the. Hold on one second if you want to share that online, Scott. Um, this next resource is you can do this your own self. You can create your own image using all sorts of different kinds of pictures. This one's the whirlpool, but they have lots of nebula and things like that. You can create your own image and you can decide what color you want each of the spectrum to be, and you can play around with that. So I really encourage you to try out something like that. Just this is an easy thing to use this if it's cloudy on your next star party, or if you're just giving a presentation that you'd like a little bit more interaction. Most of our presentations are very interactive. Try to get people thinking and talking and doing things. So I encourage you to take a look at the Night Sky Network and grab a presentation. They're all free to use. You can use them, you can modify them, you can do whatever you want. We have them as PowerPoints and also as Google Slides. So if you need a different format, just shoot us an email and we can probably work that out for you. But you'll find them all on there. And if you just go to resources, that's where they will be. I wanted to tell you about one more thing, and then I'll stop. I don't know if we're behind. I don't know how far behind we are, I should say. But I wanted to tell you a really cool thing have coming up in August. The Astro Society, we're hosting our 138th meeting of the Astro Society, and it's a virtual conference, and you can come anytime. It's over 3 days. And this one, we are celebrating the 250th anniversary of the United States and all of the people who make it fantastic to live here. That's
Hmm.
inclusive. So it's 250 plus. It's all the people who were here when the nation was founded. It is all the people who have come here since it has been here. And it is all the people who will be here, all of our kids and grandkids and everybody going forward. So we'll be talking about some of the history of astronomy. We'll be talking about the tools that have made astronomy possible in the US, and what we're looking forward to in the next 250 years. This is, I would say it's a US project, but I think it would be interesting for everyone, and it's not a nationalistic kind of feeling. It's much more of an inclusive, come and check out
Global.
all the global all the things that we are doing that makes astronomy great. And you're welcome to join us. Abstracts are The abstract portal is now open and will be opening for registrations probably next week, maybe this week. Yeah, so I just wanted to share that with you. Pretty exciting. And that's all
Beautiful.
for y'all. I'll stop sharing.
That is great. That is great. August 27th and the 29th. So, and are you, Vivian, are you coordinating that whole event
Lord have
yourself?
mercy. No, it's a huge group of us. We have a great scientific organizing committee. We have a great local organizing committee. No, nothing happens on our own. We rely a lot on all of our friends in the astronomy community.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Wonderful.
I
Wonderful.
would like to add my thanks
Yes,
to Vivian's lecture. It was wonderful. And I'd like to add a few comments of my own, if you don't mind.
please.
You know, I used to be on the board, on your board, and it was a very satisfying time of my life. Um, I remember the founding of your organization on an eclipse of the sun on New Year's Day of 1889.
Yeah.
And I've always felt, you know, you can call it whatever you want. I know you've got other attempts to change its name to Astro Society, but to me, it will always be the beloved Astronomical Society of the Pacific with a wonderful, wonderful history. Thank you very much for sharing that wisdom with us today.
Thank you so much, David. I am so thankful for your time on the board. We appreciate you tremendously.
Thank you.
Yeah, we're moving into a new, era where a lot of science communication happens online. It's just shifting quite a bit, and we're emerging and evolving with it. It's pretty fun. Feel
It's
honored
great.
being here. It's the best job in the whole world, if you ask me.
Oh, that's obvious. It's great. Vivian, thank you again for coming on to the Global Star Party. Don't miss their 250th celebration for the USA. It's 138, 137 years old now.
138.
138. Jeez. Okay.
We don't look a day over
That's getting up there.
100.
That's right. Wonderful. Okay.
Thanks, guys.
Vivian, thanks again, and look forward to hearing more about the Astro Society, correct? Okay. All right. Take care. All right. So, geez. So how long were you on the board of the ASP, David?
Oh, it was a number of years. I
Mm-hmm.
think it might have been as many as 5 years, but it was a lot of fun. And
Yeah, that's
I
great.
enjoyed it. I enjoyed the experience very, very much.
Yes, that's right. It's a wonderful group. Well, they're making a lot of changes, and but they're allowed to. They're over 130 years old now, so so that's great. All right, so our next speaker is Adrian Bradley. Adrian has been busy doing all kinds of different kinds of photography, including astrophotography with his smart scope. So, Adrian, thanks for coming on to Global Star Party.
Thank you for having me. I know when I called you and said, "You got a global star party coming. I didn't see the email. Can I come on and present?"
Sure,
And
sure.
I thank you for bringing me on. Thank all of you. I see Robert Reeves there, who's going to be presenting next. So I will be getting out of his way. I just had a couple of things that I wanted to share, and let's see if I can remember how to share screen. I've been doing this for let's see, entire screen one share. So I've been doing it for work, but so what I wanted to do briefly with this, I'm only going to share a few images, and it's going to be a part of kind of a broader discussion of where I've been aiming some of my efforts and looking at things online, the very excellent presentations we've had so far from Vivian, Lori, Cesar with the outreach and visiting the museum, looking at the history of astronomy as recorded there. And very glad for all of you that are listening in, much like myself. We want to know the truth about, where we are with astronomy scientifically and things like that. You're looking at me with an AI, one of the AI bots that we have out there, artificial intelligence. And I've heard artificial intelligence described as really a collaboration among human beings that has been compiled into the type of language that we can use where we can ask it questions naturally or in a natural language. And just don't forget that there are humans behind it. So, for instance, when you see things such as planetary parades coming up, or you see things about the conjunction, and I'm going to show you this image, um, but you notice there's snow on the ground and that it was from 2 years ago, but the same two planets, Venus and Jupiter, are in conjunction here. Now, I did get a chance I took this over a house with, I forgot to tell this gentleman how horrible his light pollution generating lights were. Um, Even if they're symbols that I like, it blinded the camera taking that picture. But this is what the conjunction began to look like a couple of days ago, June 4th. Now, of course, 5 days later, we know that these two planets are much closer in the sky. Pollux and Castor from Gemini are here. Mercury is a little dot down here, and you'll see Mercury if you don't have this cloud blocking it, you'll see Mercury showing up over here. And even though it's let's see, not civil, nautical twilight, an 8 second image at f2 can get you all these stars. But there have been a number of these conjunctions. Something in media may tell you that this is a once in a lifetime event. It'll bring an urgency about it to say, you got to go and see this. You got to go and see the aurora. It's coming. There was a prediction. And especially in social media, there will be a lot of I won't say predictions, but headlines that'll say you got to go see this now. So I invite us all to make sure you talk to an astronomer who is in the know about when these things are occurring, and just make sure that you are not, leaving yourself open to, an interpretation of something like the planetary parade. I loved what Lori had mentioned.
Yeah,
The
it's
planets aren't
it's
always
disappointing.
on a
It's
parade.
disappointing in people. That's true.
Yeah,
So
and what I don't want to have happen is
I mean, it's
people end up
amazing that
yeah, go ahead, Scott.
no,
Oh,
it's amazing that these things happen in the sky, but when they don't match up with how they're described by uh, you know authors that really don't know, then
yeah,
it's
This
you
is
know
why everybody needs to join astronomy clubs.
that's right.
agreed.
That's
And
right.
that's kind of what I wanted to kind of get out is joining astronomy clubs, watching programs like this Global Star Party, and just getting information. You can even use AI, but just note that the sources here, like Space and Telescope, I asked it, when will the next Venus Jupiter conjunction occur? So 2.5 years from now, on November 10th. My birthday happens to be the 8th, but so November 10th would be the closest approach, but you'd have a week to see the two planets coming close together. And you could go on and ask what were the past conjunctions, what will be the next future conjunctions. The same thing about eclipses. And the sources that are behind the AI answers coming out are from good sources. Now, if you ask something and you see something that says that doesn't have NASA or Space and Telescope or Sky and Telescope, even National Geographic is listed here as a source. You can check those sources and make sure, and you check those sources against things like astroleague.org, your astronomy clubs, and you figure out where the information is coming. Those of you that are listening, I'm going to assume you love science, and astronomy being a wonderful part of science. Use the scientific method and question things and make sure you're getting good information. And so the other thing I wanted to share before I turn over to one of my two friends. I see Maxie is here, looking at his phone, but I haven't seen Maxie in a while. Milky Way season is another one of these things. You're going to see, most of you that have seen my presentations have seen these images, and I'm going to stop on this image because to the northern hemisphere, it is essentially the image people bring to mind when we say Milky Way, but in fact, there's a lot more to it. Um,
I'm
there's
here with
this,
you, Adrian.
ah, good
It's
to,
been a while.
yeah, where Maxie and Cesar live, they see a different part of the Milky Way that we don't see
Yeah.
in the northern hemisphere. This is a part of the Milky Way too, but there are different objects that you're seeing. So Milky Way season, I've sort of preached this on Global Star Party. It is year round. If Orion is up, if the core isn't up, Orion will be up. And when Orion is up, this part of the Milky Way comes through. You may not be able to see it from your locale if you've got enough light pollution. If you've got an SQM meter, SQM-L meter, look for readings from 21.4, even 21.3. The Milky Way could be faint. The other parts of the Milky Way that are usually fainter may not come out. 21.4 or higher, 21.6 is a really good reading. And of course, when you get to sites like this, where you can see Cygnus in all its glory, 21.7 or higher, to see a lot of these other parts. Like this is a dark sky park in Black Mesa, Oklahoma, and this is what the other side looks like to the naked eye. And the core is always easily spottable. You turn around and you look and you can see the core. We can bring it out a little more and we capture it in images, as opposed to Michigan during a moonset over Lake Michigan. You can still see the core, but you see how much dimmer that image is. And both images were taken with comparable cameras and sensor sizes. But here, there's only so much you can see because of the location. Higher altitudes and more transparent skies will get you some really nice places to see the Milky Way here. So
Great.
Scott, that was basically
Yep.
the presentation. This
Thank you.
image, yep, the image I'm leaving here, this is the state the Milky Way is in as it rises in the June sky, the core for the Northern Hemisphere, folks. Now's the time to get out and do
Cool
some Milky
image.
Way imaging because this is the angle at which the galactic center is now rising. So all you Rho Ophiuchi imagers that like to image this part of the Milky Way, all of you that like to get in real deep, you can get if you're at a low enough latitude, you can get all of the Scorpion, including the false comet down here, all the way
Hmm.
up through Cygnus and look for some of your favorite objects, and anything that's in Sagittarius here. Scutum the shield, Aquila the eagle, Hercules is over here. There's a lot to see in the summer skies. They are coming, so get out there and observe. And Scott, I've taken up enough time. Let's go to our next presentation. And thank you
Okay.
for
All right.
continuing to have me so I can come on and share what I know about astronomy.
Awesome. Thanks, Adrian. Okay, so our next speaker is going to be Robert Reeves, our resident lunar expert, but he's more than that. Robert is also an incredible astrophotographer in general, and he's written, I think, several books on astrophotography. So
3 so far.
3 so far, exactly. So let's, I'm giving you the stage, Robert. Thanks again for coming on to another Global Star Party.
Well, my pleasure to be back. The Global Star Party has been spaced a little bit further apart, so a lot of water has gone under the bridge since the last one. I think the last one I spoke about my adventures in Australia at the Oskai Star Party. Encourage people to consider going to Australia, that not just for the Star Party, but to experience a really wonderful country. Well, in the meantime, continuing the theme of 2026 being perhaps the best year of my life after the horrors of last year. Those of you who know me know that last year wasn't the best year of my life by any means, but this year is completely different. The good stuff continues. Astronomical travel seems to be the theme. After Australia in March, Ann and I went to NEAF up in New York, the largest astronomy trade show in the United States. Had a good time there. Last month we went to the Texas Star Party. Spent a week out there and had a wonderful time. The Texas Star Party has kind of reinvented itself. It's a kinder, gentler version of what it used to be. It's under new management now. The rules are more relaxed. There's more social activities in addition to the astronomy, and there were 301 people attended this year, and the smiles on their face tell me that we succeeded in turning the Texas Star Party around into a more fun event that I think people will really enjoy. Please ignore the complaints about it over the past year. Last year, Texas Star Party now is totally different. And next week, interesting things happening. Ann and I on the new moon have a night on the 100-inch telescope at Mount Wilson. So that's going to be a rather interesting experience. So things are moving along in a very positive direction. Another interesting thing, you'll know that I have 2 books out about the moon now. One of them, my Exploring the Moon book, and then the other, the Photographic Lunar Atlas put out by Firefly. Well, I'm pleased to say that in September, Firefly is going to publish my 3rd book about the moon. And I'll show you the cover here shortly so you can look out for it. And if I am really lucky, and this has been a very lucky year for me, tomorrow Firefly is having a editorial meeting, and they will decide whether they're going to publish my 4th book about the moon. So interesting things happening. So let me go to my screen share and get caught up with things here. Oops, entire screen. Okay, I'm trying to remember how to do this. Oh, there we go. Share. There we go. Let's see if it will go to.
Yeah.
Okay, do we have full screen? Okay, just for grins, I'm going to see if it will advance. Yes, it will. It's working this time. Yeah, NEAF, Astronomy biggest trade show up in New York. This is what the Celestron display looked about 3 hours before it miraculously popped up. I mean, it's like pushing a button. A dozen of us pounced on it, and it just unfolded into the display that we see in all the pictures. But here is Anne showing the 5 pallets of all the equipment that arrived, and we attacked it, and within 3 hours, well, now it's not. There it goes. Within 3 hours, we have the display that everybody sees on Facebook and all of the news feeds, and of course, Pranvera down there on the right-hand side, making one of her very famous videos where she highlights all of the stuff that she is involved with. But
Robert, we're not seeing that image.
oh, really?
Yeah.
It did not advance.
It did not advance.
Okay, well, we're going to have to do it the old-fashioned way.
And now it advances.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. So, like I said, we pushed the magic button and a display happened. And if you're at the Northeast Astronomy Forum this year, I hope you stop by and said hi to us. It was a lot of fun. Another view of our display up there, and we were kind of across the way from where Scott was, and all of our astronomy friends. Texas Star Party was kind of like a reunion for a lot of Texas Star. Excuse me, the NEAF was kind of like a reunion for a lot of Texas Star Party people. Larry Mitchell, who is one of our mainstays down in Texas. He's written 4 excellent books about observing deep sky objects, and he was in the booth right next to us with the Sky and Telescope people promoting his books. Anne, my lady friend now, was with me helping with the Celestron booth, and of course, Pranvera Haisini. Everybody knows who Pran is. And she was up there with us as well. So the Texas gang was there in force. And did that advance? Are we seeing Don Pettit now?
Yes, we are.
Great. Okay. We're back on track. Yeah, I did a lot of work with NEAF this year to secure Don Pettit, the astronaut, as keynote speaker. Don is an amateur astronomer as well. He does astrophotography from his home in Houston with his Celestron 925 CPC telescope. And of course, he spent almost 2 years aboard the space station, and he is in line to fly again. He may be the last man on the ISS. He will probably shut the lights off and shut it down when they decommission the space station. But he's an extraordinary speaker. If you have an opportunity to have him as your speaker at a astronomy convention, go for it. This guy is really good. And moving on, everybody knows Andy Poneros up at NEAF. He does the Cosmic Perspective radio show up there, and he also puts on the little costumes and the alien and the spaceman and the rocket ship and wanders around and has a lot of fun. And one thing that is pretty interesting at NEAF, invariably one telescope will get sacrificed. Skywatcher, and all of the industry people will sign it. And I notice if you follow my cursor, you see Scott Roberts right here, and I'll see a bunch of other familiar names up there. And I'm very privileged that up on the top of the telescope, there's me. So I have seen this done before on other telescopes and in previous years. And then I was visiting Cloudbreak Optics up in Seattle, Washington, and found one of the signature telescopes up there for sale. It ended up in their inventory. It was kind of cool to walk in to a telescope store up in Seattle, Washington, and see my name on a telescope. So, Texas Star Party last month. Like I said, it was a very great success, and I was faced with a dilemma of how to get all of this into my car. Well, I managed to succeed, and I transported all of the door prizes out there for the Texas Star Party this year as well. And I see that Pranvera Haisini had a similar problem jamming everything into her car out in California. We came from opposite directions, met at the Texas Star Party, but I think Pran wins the game of telescope Tetris because she managed to jam 5 telescopes into her car and a portable observatory. So give the lady credit. Now she got her RASA 8 running in the observatory, the portable observatory she brought out. And I like the sign that she made. Then she made that sign in front of it herself, the Planetary Field Observatory. Pran, of course, being a play on her name, Pranvera. So always good to meet up with Pran again and hear how she's doing. She started off in the United States at the Texas Star Party in 2017. And well, I'll get ahead of myself if I say that. But her setup at nighttime, lit up with all the red lights, almost looked like a UFO landing pad. It was a lot of fun being over there. And of course, she had a portable espresso machine. So her corner of the field was very popular with people at night. Um, Typical density of telescopes at the Texas Star Party this year. The upper field got so crowded that you kind of had to zigzag and weave between them in certain areas. But one thing that I found curious, a lot of people brought little C-star telescopes. And I'm not complaining about that because Anna and I both have one. We're taking it to the eclipse in August in Spain to do the eclipse with it. But I'm surprised at the casualness of which people put these around. We're weaving around in the dark, trying to get between these telescopes, not disturbing thing, and tripping over little sea stars that are set directly on the ground on their little tripod. Please, I mean, these are not cheap little instruments, and I hate to see them get hurt. So if you have one of these, please treat them with a little bit more courtesy for those around you and yourself at star parties. So vendors, we had vendors appearing again this year. Sky Rover Binoculars was there with some extraordinary optics. Spectrum Optics was there. Celestron was there. Because I was the representative for Celestron this year, and a couple of other vendors as well. So we're doing our best to grow the vendor presence at the Texas Star Party again. Speakers, we had some grand ones this year. Dr. Gephardt, who is head of the Dark Sky Energy Survey with the HET telescope, the 300-inch telescope at McDonald Observatory. He was one of our speakers. And that's on screen, that is a rendering of the telescope. And I like to advertise it as both the largest and second largest telescope in the United States because it has a 400-inch mirror in it. But because of the design of it, a fixed elevation design where it can only rotate in azimuth but remain a fixed elevation. In order to track, the telescope only uses 300 inches at any one time. So it is both a 400 and a 300-inch telescope, the largest in the continental United States. Larry Mitchell has mentioned him as one of our compadres up at the NEAF a month earlier. He was also an excellent speaker, this time telling us the life story of William Herschel and telling us things we never knew about William Herschel. He is an amazing, amazing scientist for his time. He's not just the father of stellar astronomy. He was the father of a lot of sciences. And we're urging Larry to parlay this into another one of his excellent books. But highlight of the evening was Larry being presented an original copy of the ARP Atlas of Peculiar Galaxies. And I can't think of a more deserving person to get one of these prized volumes than Larry Mitchell. Dr. Gephardt himself telling us about the dark energy survey at using the HET telescope. And this is a project that's been going on for almost 20 years. And it's going to yield some significant observational data that will help us understand the status of the universe, the dark energy, the expansion of the universe, questions that we haven't even thought of yet. All this data is being gathered now by this massive telescope right there, very close to the Texas Star Party. I had mentioned Pranvera and almost got ahead of myself. She originally came to the United States as a speaker for the 2017 Texas Star Party. I recognized her um, ability to galvanize youngsters in science through her social media posts on Facebook and recognize that she will be a power in astronomy in the future. So I waited until she turned 21 and invited her to the United States to speak at the Texas Star Party in 2017. She has parlayed that initial visit into a PhD program in planetary sciences at the University of California. She will get her PhD in next February. So bringing Pran to the United States and unleashing her on the astronomy community, I think that is just the coolest thing I have ever done in astronomy. And I am really rooting for this young lady. She is the next Carl Sagan in public outreach and professional astronomy. So keep an eye on her. She's going places. And speaking of young ladies going places, my dear friend Ann Adkins, she is a organizer for the Texas Star Party, the El Dorado Star Party, and the Oz Sky Star Safari that we went to last month, no, last April. But um, for a number of months, I've been working with the people at the Catalina Sky Survey to do something for Ann to honor her long time commitment to astronomy gatherings, public outreach, and so forth. And I was praying that it would come to fruition before the Texas Star Party so I could announce it at TSP. Well, the morning TSP started, the Sunday morning, I got an email that the IAU has officially designated asteroid 2005 NN1 as asteroid 154998 Ann Adkins. And the citation states Anne Marie Adkins has been an avid promoter of astronomy education and outreach since 2001. She is one of the organizers of the Texas Star Party and El Dorado Star Party in the USA and the Oz Sky Star Safari in Australia, and she is a former member of the Board of Visitors at McDonald Observatory in Texas. So Anne very deservedly has a rock now in between Mars and Jupiter, and she's also an avid geologist. She loves rocks of all kinds. So now she has about 1 billion tons of carbonaceous chondrite. Her asteroid is a main belter between Mars and Jupiter. 154998 circles the sun about every 4.5 years. My own asteroid, 26591, circles the sun every 4 years. So every 9 years, I will catch up with Anne and we'll wave to each other as we pass. So this will go on for eternity. So the Texas Star Party. It was a great success this year. The showpiece object there, of course, the Omega Centauri star cluster. This is, and several more shots are the raw images directly out of my telephone that were transmitted to it by my Celestron Origin smart scope. And there's no, I mean, this could use a little. Yeah, that could use a little processing to sharpen up the fuzzy stars and so forth because of the overexposure. But these are raw right out of the off the phone.
Incredible.
So I'm real happy with the way these turned out. Typical Texas Star Party views of the objects that we enjoy, telescopic objects we enjoy. M101, everybody recognizes Bode's Galaxy, M81, the Sombrero, M104. These very common deep sky targets during the early part of the evening at the Texas Star Party, the galaxy season part of it, before the Milky Way rises, very much like Adrian described it a little while ago, rising up over the eastern horizon and arcing up to almost overhead at dawn. So the Texas Star Party held in May gives you a little bit of everything in the sky. It'll give you more than enough galaxies to make the galaxy hopper happy, and then the Milky Way comes up, and the parade of nebula for the folks who love the colorful deep sky objects for their astrophotography. A real surprise this year was this apparition in the sky. We call them space jellyfish. A Chinese rocket recently launched did a Methalox fuel dump right over the Texas Star Party and made this tremendous cloud in the sky. This is the fuel vapor vented from the upper stage of an orbiting rocket body that just delivered a satellite into orbit. This happens quite often. All of the Falcon 9s that launch the Starlinks do a similar fuel dump and create clouds that I've seen drifting over San Antonio. So, but this one caught us by surprise. And I'm surprised how many people did not see it, because astronomy has taken a fundamental change. So many people are now looking down at screens and telephones instead of looking up at the sky that many people didn't see this. We had to shout it out to get their attention. Look up, look what's happening. And otherwise, a lot of people would have missed it. So, why is Lonnie Weegee playing golf? I just want to say that the Texas Star Party is not just astronomy. I'd like to promote the Texas Star Party as a destination. We have the historic old Western Fort, Army Fort there at Fort Davis. Few people pay attention to it, but if you go over and just browse it during the day, it's an amazing piece of Western history. The area is ripe for birding. It is the birding capital of West Texas. The highways out there are very sparsely traveled, and long distance bikers, bicycle riders, love to come out there with their bicycles and put in miles out on the West Texas roads. The nearby cities of Marfa and Alpine are delightful destinations, and they're only about 20-30 miles away. So don't think of the Texas Star, and of course the golf course up in Marfa. So don't think of the Texas Star Party as solely an astronomical destination. It is a place where you can do a lot of different activities and have fun with astronomy. So moving on, getting to the topic I'm more well known for, the moon. What can we see on the moon today? Right now, the moon is a waning crescent phase in the early morning. So if you're going to see anything on the moon, you're going to have to get up, after midnight or early before dawn, and you'll be greeted with this phase, a waning crescent. But let's take a look at some of the things you can see along the terminator, the shadow area where the shadows are the greatest, creating the greatest contrast, where you can actually see detail. Up at the northern part of the moon, Sinus Iridum, this horseshoe bay indentation on the side of Mare Imbrium, itself a gigantic crater. Over 200 miles in diameter, blasted out of the rim of the Imbrium Basin, and then subsequently filled in with basalts when the Imbrium Basin filled up with lava and became what we see today as Mare Imbrium. So, yeah, interesting area to look at. The wrinkle ridges look along the gap of the mouth of it look like frozen ocean waves washing into the sea, into the bay. So take a look up in this area and scope these out. Further down, we've got the Aristarchus Plateau on northern Oceanus Procellarum. This is a volcanic. There's my cursor. About a 200 by 200 square mile square. No, 200 kilometer square area built up by a volcanism. It rises up about a kilometer. The Agricola Mountains up at the top kind of look like an arm embracing it in the north. Herodotus crater here, the Schroeder's Valley, the sinuous rill of Schroeder's Valley, the largest sinuous rill on the moon. It once flowed billions of tons of molten lava out onto Oceanus Procellarum. And of course, about 500 million years ago, Aristarchus crater formed on the corner of it, and that's the namesake of the Aristarchus Plateau, one of the most brilliant reflective craters on the moon. And I'd like to point out the area over here, these hills little mountains protruding up, the Harbinger Mountains. And they get the name Harbinger Mountains because when the sunrise crosses these mountains and they're revealed, it is the harbinger of sunrise on the Aristarchus Plateau. And the ghost crater Prinz, also kind of a horseshoe bay, been partially or entirely flooded with lavas, and Rima Prinz up here, these rills flowing downhill, volcanic channels, remind me of a pitchfork, the three tines of a pitchfork. And moving further down, Oceanus Procellarum, another favorite stomping ground is Mons Rumker, about 70 kilometers across, another volcanic mound with quite a few little volcanic cinder cones on it. This is, again, only about a kilometer high, so you catch it just at sunrise or sunset when the shadows will reveal it. Otherwise, when the sun is overhead, like the full moon, it almost disappears. And moving on, Kepler Crater, further down south. I call it the lunar ninja star. The spoked rays remind me very much of a ninja star. And continuing south on Oceanus Procellarum, more volcanism. The sunrise shadows show the Marius Hills, dozens of individual little volcanic cinder cones, all scattered across Oceanus Procellarum to the west of Marius Crater. Grimaldi Crater, called a crater by just historical inertia. It was originally called a crater back when the moon was first mapped in the 17th century. But today we recognize it as a basin. So if we renamed it from scratch today, it would be Grimaldi Basin, and the lava fill within it might be Mare Grimaldi. But it's still Grimaldi Crater, just because that's the way it's been for many, many years. But along the sunset horizon at this particular phase of the moon, it details up quite nicely. And down toward the southern part of the moon, we take a look at Mare Humorum, the Sea of Moisture, another one of the lunar seas. And on the north of it, my oatmeal cookie crater, Gassendi, floor fractured crater, with all these rills crisscrossing the interior of it. And the arcuate rills, curved rills on the eastern side of Humorum, where the land has been stretched as the basalts slope toward the center of the Humorum Basin. And as those basalts slump, they also buckle up and form these wrinkle ridges that are kind of mirror Rima Hippolis here, and then these three wrinkle ridges within it. But oddly, these wrinkle ridges do not have a name. There's many features on the moon deserving of a name that have yet to be named. And a little bit close up on Gassendi crater, detailing all the rills crisscrossing within it, and showing why it looks like an old oatmeal cookie that just came out of Grandma's oven. Moving on, I think this is, we're just about to the end of this. Two of the most elongated craters of the moon will be visible in the morning during this waning crescent phase. Haensel crater up here is peanut-shaped from our perspective, but is actually two round craters that have merged together. However, Schiller down here is another story. 3 times longer than it is wide. It's the most elongated crater on the moon, and this is an actual oblique glancing impact that struck the moon at an extremely shallow angle. A large asteroid just plowed into the moon and raked open this elongated crater. And both of these just happen to be in the same telescopic field of view. Two of the most elongated craters on the moon, both in the same eyepiece view. So, I'll close this out with a couple of things. I found out yesterday that the latest issue, or the upcoming issue of Amateur Astronomy magazine, has me and Ann on the cover. So that was a very nice surprise. I didn't I didn't see that coming. My story about the Sky Star Safari is in it. My story about the Texas Star Party is in it, and also the uh, Star People profile, Dan Davis, the gentleman who co-authored Turn Left at Orion. I have all three of those articles in there. Due to family issues, the illness of my former wife kept me away from the magazine for about 2 years, but now I'm back and picking up where I left off. So I'm very pleased to and surprised to find Ann and I on the cover. And I'll leave it with this image. I mentioned that in September, my third book about the moon will be coming out from Firefly Books in Toronto, Canada, A History of Lunar Exploration. This goes from literally from caveman to spaceman and goes up through December of last year with all of the telescopic and space exploration of the moon. It does not pick up with the Artemis mission. We stopped it at December 31st. So we'll see what happens. Maybe a second edition will pick up with the Artemis returning to the moon. So it's been a lot of fun talking with you all again, and um, I hope to be able to give you a fun presentation about visiting Mount Wilson and Griffith Observatory when we have the next Global Star Party. So let me stop sharing here somehow, however that works.
I've already done that for you.
Oh, okay.
I've already done that for you, Robert. So, yeah, thank you so much. And it looks like you are having the most incredible life adventure right now. So that's great.
It has definitely been different this year, and I'm so, so grateful.
Yeah, wonderful. Thanks, Robert. We hope to see you on the next GSP. So take care.
Sure will. Bye-bye.
Okay. Okay. Tonight we have Maxi Villar is joining us from Argentina, and so we're going to have him come on for a few minutes and give us an update as to what he's been up to down there.
Well, hello guys. I hope you're right. It's been a while since I've been here. Do you see me well? I have some issues
Hello,
with my webcam.
Maxi. ¿Cómo
¿Qué haces,
estás?
See
papá?
you just fine.
Hola, Adrián.
It's
¿Cómo
been
andan,
a while
muchachos?
since myself, you, and Cesar have been together. It's
The
someone
crew is
mentioned
here
family
again.
reunion. It's family reunion again.
You know,
The team,
it's
Adrian, the team, the dream team.
Yeah.
is if it was not is not for the distance, I will give you a big hug to one of you. You know, even that we don't know each other personally, I want to
Yeah.
hug you, everyone. So, well,
Good to see you.
it's good to see you all again. Um, you know, I moved from 2 years ago from my city in Chivilcoy. Now I'm living in San Luis, and right now, a month ago, almost in the last new moon, we planned with some friends from Buenos Aires to go to El Leoncito, San Juan. We were well, I have to do the schedule with my job, do some extra hours in my job to give uh, 2 days and add another 2 days of vacation. So we plan to go in May in 15. So you know, I wasn't there. I thought that will never go back to that place. I thought that, for me, it was once at a time and that's all. But 1 year and a half passed, and we talk each other with these friends, and they say, okay, we have to go this time of the year because we have a lot of galaxies to watch or capture, and also is the Milky Way rising up in the east. Adrian, I have some pictures because I have a new Nikon and
Hmm.
a new lens, so I hope that you can enjoy. So anytime you want, you can come here to do the same together.
It has not left my list of things to do. In fact, next year may actually be the year we can make it real. So we
You
have to
you
see how it goes. But
yeah,
look
yes, of
forward to
course.
seeing your images, and
Hmm.
I'll bring my stuff out there. Even
Anytime, man. Anytime.
Yep, try and get out there sooner rather than later.
Okay. Well, I'm going to share my screen. Sorry. I don't remember how to do it. Is I think this is okay. Do you see the screen?
We
Yes.
see
The black
M8, the
M8.
lagoon.
Exactly. So going to show you some pictures and take a little story of this trip. First of all, this is the back of my car. This is me. It's a lot of boxes, tables, equipment. Here's the Dobson and a lot of boxes again. Here's the another part. You know, I can only travel only me, and that's all. Um, this is before the night when my friends came here. I received them in my home. So the very early we we started the trip. So at the next day, well, I had in this time a little mustache, very French style, but
Yes.
uh, 50 days ago I showed myself. So this is the trip that we did. You know, when we you travel on the seven national routes and you see all these mountains very iced, you know, it's
Oh yeah.
because these are the Andes. You know, this is going to Mendoza, that is near the Andes, very at the west from here. Um, this is the car of one of my friends, Gabriel, and you know, a friend of us. It was his gynecologist, so he has and also an obstetric a partner. He brings the new child to the world from the woman. Okay, so he has a schedule to give a birth a child at 4 a.m. Or some no 8 a.m. 8 p.m. At the last day, but at the another day he buy a ticket airplane to Mendoza and he traveled from Buenos Aires to Mendoza in a half hour. So when we were traveling from San Luis, he was traveling in the airplane across the west, and when we were almost in this part, he was traveling above us. I captured this picture, but the airplane is almost oh here is
Oh,
very thin. The
the
clouds of the
vapor
airplane.
trail.
Hmm.
Yeah.
So he was traveling in there, and we were together traveling to the same place. It was he's in the airplane. So when we arrived to the national park El Leoncito, this is an area that is protected by the government. It's a very sacred place for you know, you can do can't do fire, you can't accamp in the place whatever you want. No, you have to go to some determined places. So we
Mhm.
have this selfie. Well, this is me. In the middle is Gabriel Peruso. Uh, this is the giant canalist that was traveling in the airplane that we captured it in Mendoza, and Gabriel Bacaro. And here's Adrian. I don't remember now his last name, but we are together, met in Alberti in the observatory, and now we are here for the
Cool.
second time. So this is the big one. Well, another 2 days later came with us Diego Cravioto, that he couldn't get with us because he has a 15 party of his best friend daughter.
Hmm.
Uh, then of the party came with us. He wasn't very sleepy, but anyway, he catch up with us, and we do a little tour of on the big telescope that has the Leoncito Observatory. This is the 2.50 meters telescope. This is the most national telescope that Argentina has, and also the biggest national telescope on the region. Chile has bigger ones, but those telescopes are um, made it or built it for different countries in together. But
Mhm.
this one, the guide tour uh, told us that the president and in the 60s buy this one with this very huge amount, and Argentina is up and down every 5 or 10 years. So it was abandoned, and then they do the construction in the beginning of the 80s, after the dictatorship in 1983, with the
Mm.
return of the democracy, and the president Raúl Alfonsín ordered that it has to build this observatory, it has to finish, and has to made the actualizations to of this equipment, because this equipment was um, thinking 20 years before of the construction. So it has to like right now, 20 years ago, we doesn't think that we could do astrophotography with our cell phone. Now everyone can do it, but it's the same. O sea, the actualizations go very fast with the years. We are together very happy. This is very big, enormous, and they in the tour use this control panel, that is still working. This is, they say, danger, do not touch, peligro no tocar, because this works. They activated for us. Oh, sorry, was the video that I want to share you. I don't know if you could hear the sound. They started to move the couple.
Mhm.
Now this is
It looks
amazing.
very nice. Looks the
Yeah,
observatory looks very nice.
it was at the day at that time. They do it for us because nobody can enter when they are doing studies. They are very strict with that.
Hmm.
And it was very hypnotic, because sometimes you can think that you are moving and the rooftop doesn't, but it was uh, the opposite.
Yeah, you get disoriented. Yes.
Hmm. And
A beautiful telescope.
they did a 30, a 360 degrees rotation, and then they do this. You know, see this moving very, very softly and with the sharpness and the biggest thing. And, we have little equipments. Of course, they are maybe sometimes bigger, but you can handle it with your hands. And when you see it move, oh, it's moving. But seeing this moving is absolutely incredible. And, honestly, I cried for the emotionally. Hear these motors and gears roaring very softly. Uh, it's tremendous.
Yeah.
So when the night came, uh, I did some pictures with the Nikon. You know, these are some people that they are visiting, doing the night tour. So I say them, hey, do you want some picture? Okay, I take a picture and then send them to, to have a little remind. And this is then you know, at the night it was only us and nobody else, only the nature, us, and the scopes. But when we were taking pictures, I say to my friends, "Hey, let's do some pictures with an icon." And here's Adrian, a friend of us, that I say, "Okay, put above this bench and stay freeze for a couple of seconds." So here's he is, and here's
Wow.
the southern.
That's a wonderful, wonderful picture. I love that.
This is the
Yeah, I do
Southern
too.
Cross, and yeah,
Hmm.
Eta
The Magell
Carina.
the Magellanic Clouds are right next to him. Look at that.
Right next to
Mhm.
him. Yeah.
Yeah, and this was only 10 seconds, I think, or 50 seconds. But I
Incredible.
flashed him maybe a half of a second with the cell phone, so he can
Yeah.
be posted.
It's perfect lighting.
Yeah.
It's great. Very well done.
Here's me.
Myself. Yeah.
Yeah, you blocked the Magellanic Cloud, Maxi.
Yeah, it's behind me, the biggest, but the smaller is here.
Yeah, I saw the smaller. You are the Magellanic Cloud.
Yeah.
Yes. That's cool.
Here's Gabriel. He's like this pose reminds me the the movie uh, Midnight Express.
Oh,
Freeze.
jeez.
When I told him, he was very
That is an
laughing.
old movie.
Yeah, yeah.
Hmm. Hmm.
So here's again the Southern Cross,
Yeah, that's
the
great.
Eta Carina, and we have clouds here, but
Yeah, a little
it was
bit.
you
That
can see.
just adds to the dramatic flair of the image.
Mm-hmm. This is very red because I pointed with the LEDs red, so that's why he looks like that. The next day, I did some natural pictures because I like to do it. This is a little falcon that was posed in this antenna, and he was searching little creatures to capture, but he was resting in the sun because even it was sunny day. Oh, you can imagine the cold that we get at that night. It was incredible. It was almost 5 Celsius degrees minus. Well, this calls these are not llamas or llamas. These are guanacos. It's kind of the species, but they are very often in this place. You can see it's very dirty, it's very desert place, but they live very good, and some people eat this, but we don't do it very often. Well, here's Adrian with the observatory and the mountain
Mountain.
of the Andes. Here's me. I was
Great.
very, very happy for doing this or and
Yes.
goes to there. This is a very good shot that I get with some windy in the flag of Argentina
Hmm.
and the Andes behind
Wow.
and the
Look
sky.
at that. Yeah.
Now it's I really love this picture. The contrast of
Yes.
the ice, the desert, the observatory, you know, and these are the videos again. At the night, of course, and in and how it had to be, there are more equipments than people. So we were five people, and I think I counted 11 or 12 equipments because
Telescopes. Wow.
this is for of course they are taking for taking pictures, but I traveled with the Dobsonian. It's right there in the back.
Sure. I see it.
So
Hmm.
so we did some observations with a very good
Visual.
seeing.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and working with different IPs. I buy one to my friend Gabriel, a very good IPs because we were comparing with what I have and what he has, and seeing the Omega Centauri. Oh my God! With that eyepiece and that sky, you can see perfectly the core of that little stars with your eyes. We searched galaxies. I saw M83 with my eyes for the first time. Of course, I capture it, but in light pollution skies, it's very difficult. But you know, I big a big food of galaxies that night. Um, when the night came, I did this picture with the moon there and Venus at that time, and the contortion of the observatory.
Hmm.
And then I did some pictures with the Milky Way rising up.
Yeah. I like that Milky Way hat you got going on there. It's really cool.
Yeah, this is at the east,
That's awesome.
very almost 11 p.m. that time. But
Yeah.
here is the light pollution of San Juan, and here is the light pollution of Mendoza. So unfortunately, the big cities are going up and increasing, but they have to do some controls with the light pollution because they're going to kill this place. But they are far away, but the light comes either.
Mhm.
So I did the same picture with my friends, with Adrian. You can see the background of the equipments working and taking pictures. But this is Herman, and I say, Herman, please smile in the next time because he was very, very serious. That he was enjoying the
He's
moment.
carrying the galactic bulge with him. That's a lot of work.
Hmm. And here's the crew. You can see we were very, very in the cold night with the he's almost only breathing from the nose because now it was very, very, very cold. And you can see the raw Fucus region, the center of the Milky Way, and also where he's Centaurus A and Hadar. And this is going up, up, up uh, at the night. or his Gabriel, with the Southern Cross here at the top, and this is like we call it the ñandú or choique in the national culture from here, because it's like a well, I don't know how to say avestruz or ñandú. If you search the bird, let me put it in the chat, guys, uh, so you can search it. Ñandú. Okay. If you want to
Cool.
search it, this is
It's
the our
like an ostrich. It's like an ostrich, but smaller. The ostrich is in the Africa, in Africa, the big one that is avestruz, but Nyandú, I don't know. I never listen a name in English for
in
Nyandú.
English. Yeah, that's right.
Somebody knows, right?
Roadrunner.
Road?
This is that would be a little too Roadrunner'd be a little too small.
No, but
No, this is more
no,
bigger.
it's bigger.
Okay.
No,
Oh,
It's
no,
bigger.
it's dangerous. No, no, it's smaller than the ostrich, but
Yeah, this
bigger than the
an
roadrunner.
emu.
No, no,
An
no.
emu, maybe.
maybe
Maybe an
closer to
emu.
an emu.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
if you
think
look at
that's
Yeah, they
that,
bite. Those things will
In,
bite you.
it's
in some
yeah, yeah,
cultures, it is called the emu.
There
Ah,
you go.
yeah.
okay, there we go.
But
Bingo.
Max is
I,
sure.
Two times the
I,
charm, John.
no, yes, of course.
But
No, no problem.
the real name is Nyandu because it's a original people name, original culture name,
From
Nyandu.
here in
Mhm.
Argentina, from
In
the
Argentina, South
natives,
America, in the part south of South America, yes.
we have the Tehuelches culture, Puelches, Comechingones, Quilmes, and different natives culture from here. So the Welches say that this it was a legend. There was a hunter, of course, like Orion, but he wants to capture this Nyandu in the to eat, but when he throws his the the stones with the well, I don't know how to say boleadoras in English, but his weapon to capture it, a rainbow came from the sky and rise up this Nyandu. So the legend says that this Nyandu was immortalized in the sky because it has the co- the shape of the Nyandu, the Milky Way, and the Southern Cross. The Southern Cross is for religious from Catholicism, but in the natives from here, they doesn't know what is Catholicism before the Hispanic came here. So they said that these four stars are the shape of the footprint of this Nyandu because it's very big and do it like that. So it's a very good legend from here. And of course, when you see this, it's very, very big. So I did this one. You can see Adrian at the top is the largest Magallánic cloud.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, it
You got
was
the large part of the large Magellanic Cloud, and
and
then
and here's the crew because I was
the
this
crew.
with my 7 and 20 and 200 lens Sigma.
These are
So
great images. Yeah, this is great.
you can see the shape of the.
Okay, Maxie, we are short on time, unfortunately. But I
Okay.
hope to have you on the next Global Star Party so
Yes,
we
of
can see
course.
more of your images.
I'm going to share
And
the result of that of this trip. That I want to
Yeah.
finish with this image because you can see
Okay.
the observatory and the Milky Way very, very at the top. You know, I really love this image, and you can see this above your head in the here in Argentina. So if you want to come here and you can come here, please, you are very welcome.
That's awesome.
So
That's awesome.
to
Yep.
finish, here's with Cesar a couple days ago because I
Oh,
traveled
that's
for
good.
work and I say,
Yes.
hey Cesar, I'm in Buenos Aires and we met together again since 2 years ago.
Of
So
course, Max. Yes, we have a excellent meet.
and we had to repeat it. You can come here and I'm going tell me of the next start party, that
Yes,
we take.
yes. Next start party in October in Mendoza. Yes,
Send
October
me
7, 8, and 9, and I'll send you soon the flyer with the
perfect.
all information for
Excelente,
everyone, of
papá.
course. But Maxi, excelente, papa. Okay.
Guys,
Thank you.
thank you for so much. I'm glad to be
Thank
back
you,
here,
Maxi.
and we'll see you on the next GSP.
Yep.
Sounds great. Sounds great. We look
Take
forward to
care,
it.
Maxie.
Okay. All right. Let's see. Okay, we are here also with Marcelo Souza. I was down in Brazil also recently. I made my trip to Brazil first and then down to Argentina. Um, and it was a real pleasure to be part of the international meeting of astronomy and astronautics. And I hope that Marcello will talk a little bit about a recent paper that he had published that's getting a tremendous amount of attention right now. And this has to do with getting to Mars much quicker than ever before. And so apparently it's the real deal. And Marcello's paper has been viewed tens of thousands of times, and he's getting international recognition for it. So it's really cool to have him on our program. Marcello, congratulations on your work, and it will probably be because of Marcello's orbital calculations that we will get to Mars, without exhausting the physical demand of what it would be for humans to take that very, very long trip to Mars. So thank you very much, Marcello,
Hi,
and I'll turn it over to you.
first of all, happy birthday to you. I know that you celebrate yesterday your birthday,
Oh, thank
and
you. Yes.
Feliz
it's a great
cumpleaños de vuelta.
it's a great pleasure
That's
to
right.
be here.
Yeah,
And
I
thank you
forgot it was
very
my
much.
birthday yesterday. I forgot. So, yeah.
And thank you very much to be with us. 1 month ago, a little more than
Yeah.
1 month ago, you were here with us. For us, it was a great honor
No,
to
me
have you
too.
here. Well,
Yes.
we have very special moments here. It's
Yes.
a very great pleasure for us to have you here with us.
I
I
can't wait
share.
to go back. Yeah.
You'll be welcome. Be sure. Very welcome. I will try to share my screen. Can you see my screen?
It's coming.
Uh,
Yes.
my computer is yet with problems, but this is a new one. But I don't know
Okay.
what the machine has against me. But this is our international meeting of astronomy. I will show only one picture because I'm sorry I didn't have time to include the other picture. But in the next presentation, I will bring all the pictures. Scott had the opportunity to participate in a star party here in the street. Né?
Yes. It was a lot of
Telescope
fun.
street, and a lot of people come to see. I'm trying here to see if okay here in our international meeting was the opening ceremony. Scott is here, Mike Simmons, many friends from other countries were here. This was during the opening ceremony that you have in the council house of the city. And it was a very special moment for us. We celebrate our 30 years of activities, our astronomy club here. And this was a very special moment for us. I Our friends are here. Now you are here, Scott.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
Oh, and I see Nicolina there too. Yeah.
Yes, all of yours. Yeah. That was for us a very special celebration. Thank you very much to be with us. And I will talk with Mars. This something that's happened. My paper. I talked about my paper here last year, when I published in preprint first as a preprint. I submitted the paper for Acta Astronautica. That is, in my opinion, the most important scientific magazine about the astronautics. And in the beginning of April, my paper was accepted for publication, and this changed everything for me. Something happened that I never imagined that it could happen. Uh, my paper was uh, announced in many international pages and many international newspaper, magazines in a lot of countries. Last time that I tried to check, I saw that reports about the paper were published in 84 countries around the world in
Wow.
48 languages, different languages.
Wow. That's incredible.
In many countries, I found a lot of publications about the paper, like Russia, Argentina, many countries of Latin America, in China, Japan, Korea, in Europe, in many countries in Europe, and for me something that I never imagined that was possible because it wasn't me that announced it. I don't know who began to announce the make the reports about the paper. Probably someone that read the paper that was in the magazine and published a report, and then other people begin to publish reports, and then it was published all around the world. And I will show something that is so amazing that I never expected this. But first, I will talk about the paper. What the results that I obtained. Here is Mars and the Earth. Want to know different size. Everything. What motivated me about Mars was the Viking missions. In 1975, I was a kid, and this changed everything for me, and was the reason that I decided to work with astronomy very young, when I was very young, because these images are fantastic. You see, an image of other planets in 1976. And I had the opportunity to buy the book. It was very expensive for me. My father and my mother bought for me. I was young then. The Cosmos from Carl Sagan, and in this book, it was possible to see these images. And I have this book until today, this original book. And these are fantastic images. That images from Mars. And what I analyzed. We know that only is possible to have trips to Mars every 26 months. That's when almost every 2 years is the moment that you have the opposition. That's when Mars it closes to Earth, and this was the opposition until 2018. And I was studying here. What happened is when in 2015 I was analyzing objects, asteroids, that was predicted to have a trajectory that passed closer to Earth. Then I found that in 2020, one of these asteroids in 2020 will pass closer to Earth and close to Mars. Then I imagined that it was possible to use this trajectory as a reference for a faster trip to Mars, because this asteroid in 2020 makes the travel from Earth to Mars in near 30 days, a little more than 30 days. Then I begin to study these possibilities. But in 2015, I didn't find solutions, and I didn't find a way to make predictions for the future. But I didn't forget this. I tried during many times to read and to find a solution. And last year, I found a solution that using the asteroid as a reference, this specific asteroid as a reference. I analyzed three oppositions in 2027, 2029, and 2031 that I'm showing here. And the methodology that I used, that they use to analyze the trajectories for these space travels, is the Raman transfer. There it is used as a classical reference, as it represents the most energy efficient trajectory between two planetary orbits. Then this is what they use. Right? And generally, we have a travel to Mars in 6 months. Right? This is what we have today. The difference is that this approach prioritizes minimal fuel consumptions, and the typical results is relatively long travel times. This is the traditional methodology that is used. And what I did to investigate faster trajectories, the study employs the Lambert problem solution, which allows determination of an orbit connecting the position of Earth at departure and the position of Mars at arrival for a predefined time of flight. And this approach enables the exploration of a wide range of trajectories beyond the traditional solutions. Then what I did that is new, this is what I found, the key innovation of my work lies in how this tool is applied. Rather than searching for solution in unrestricted manner, a geometric constraint inspired by the initial orbit of a near-Earth asteroid, this asteroid that I analyzed in 2015, that will pass closer to Earth and Mars in 2020, was introduced. This kind of constraints, using the parameters of the orbital plane of this asteroid. Then, for each candidate trajectory generated through the Lambert solution, the resulting orbital inclination is compared with the inclination of the asteroid's trajectory. And only those solutions that remain with a predefined inclination range are retained. This was what I did. Then here is a traditional model that using the Raman transfer. And this is the original image that I obtained in 2015. that you can see here the asteroid that is 2001 CA21 that passing near Earth and then is in the opposition in 2020 near and then pass near, and everything changed because if you look for this trajectory now, you will not find because this is the 11th solution, and after this, we had many other observations of the asteroid. He found the orbit, and it's not more this solution that I used. And then I think that only me that believed that this was possible, and I observed this, and this is the reason that it is a new result using this amazing opportunity that they analyze this asteroid. And then these constraints that I use, the inclination of the orbit and the other parameters, act as a physical and geometric filter, guiding research toward trajectories naturally aligned with a favorable orbital geometry and reducing the need for plane change maneuvers. It represents one of the most energy-intense aspects of space missions. In this way, the methodology combines three fundamental elements: the Homo transfer as a classical reference, the Lambert solution as a tool for generate trajectories with controlled time of flight, and the asteroid-based inclination constraint as an innovative selection criterion. For me, and here is when is not sure. This is the paper. The title of the paper is associated with this. Is specifically what I did, using asteroids early orbital data for rapid Mars missions. It is available for everyone in Acta Astronautica. It's a public file that everyone can download, can read. And I use an example to show what this kind of methodology that I use help us to find this fast transfer. Then I found a solution that used the limit technology that you have today for a space travel as a reference, and I look for a solution for a fast transfer to Mars and the return to Earth. And I found a solution for 2031. I didn't find a good solution for 2027 and 2029, the opposition. But I found a good solution, I call a good solution that you have, I analyze and I trust and I believe that you have condition with the technology that you have, the limits of the technology that you have today. That's a travel to Mars, a round trip to Mars, that you need a little more than 7 months to do this. 56 days to arrive on Mars, you stay in Mars for 35 days and 135 days to return to Earth, a total of 22, 226 days. This was for me a good solution. But what really I use, if you imagine you are searching for a lost object in a room without any guidance, you would have to look everywhere. Then now imagine someone tells you the object is likely near a table. This information does not tell you the exact location of the object, but it significantly reduces the search area and greatly increases the chances of finding it quickly. Then this is a metaphor about what I did. In our method, the Lambert solution allows us to explore all possible trajectories between Earth and Mars. The asteroid's orbit plays the role of that table, a geometric reference that restricts the search to the most promising trajectories, make it possible to identify faster and more efficient routes. Then this is the paper, and this is the image that I use in the paper that I simulated this fast travel to Mars. I found two solutions in reality that I analyzed. One, you need more energy and new technology that we don't have today. That you can make this round trip in 5 months, and the other one in 7 months. But it's important to say that is a theoretical result. I'm not an engineer. Then I didn't analyze the rocket is the problem when arrive on Mars, how to reduce the velocity to reach the surface in a safe way. But I make simulations, and in my opinion, we have condition to do this with this solution of 7 months to go to Mars. Then this is the result. This is the fast one, and the velocity is very high. The solution in 153 days, and this is the feasible solution that is 226 days, and the velocities are near 16.9 kilometers per second when leaves Earth in Leo here, and when arrive on Mars is 16.6 kilometers per second. But I have here, these are in my paper, everyone can find this is the paper. And what changed for me? It was accepted in April 8th. In April 9, I was talking about with a journalist here in Brazil, but it was not about my paper. I was invited to talk for all Brazil in CNN Brazil about Artemis 2 mission. When I was talking with the journalist, it was one day before my paper was accepted. Then I told the journalist, I had a paper accepted yesterday about a travel. He asked me, could you send to me the paper, the acceptance from the magazine? I sent everything to the journalist, and he said, no, we talked here, and we are going to announce your paper. Then they announced it here in Brazil. This was the announcement. Thiago Felix, that is a journalist for CNN Brazil. I was giving class after this. When I finished my class at night, I was looking internet about this publication, and everything changed for me because it was a lot of papers, pages in Brazil, journals in Brazil, magazines published, and it was the report that was one that had more audience in all the CNN Brazil pages during 2 days. Then a lot of people begins to publish it, and then this changed, and this was April 9. It was published in every place in Brazil, and in April 27, everything changed because it began to be published in Europe. This was Europe, United States, was fish.org that published a report. I found publication in 23, April 23, in Czech Republic, in Europe, and also in other countries in Europe, in the United States in 24, April 24, and then begin to be published all around the world. Until today, yesterday I saw a publication in a newspaper, newspaper in China, in many places. I have here many publications around the world, in Russia, in many different languages. I'm showing here in Italy, Poland, Ukraine, China, Korea, in Arabic, and then all around the world. There are a lot of in India, and many places. I have a lot of publications. This was a big surprise for me because I didn't make any press release. I didn't know any journalist outside Brazil. I don't know how that begins to be published. Well, what make me happy is that some people that read the paper, didn't talk with me, but they read the paper. Né?
And you know
And
what,
they found
Marcello, it could not happen to a nicer guy than you. That's
thank you very
wonderful.
much. Your kindness. And this was the only interview that I give that from a journalist in India that she published. And what is fantastic is this, Scott. We have a way to know the repercussion of the paper. That is the alternative metric, the altmetric. All the paper that's published, if it begins to be in a good magazine, if they have a DOI number, everything, then when begin to be published, they receive a number for this, a code for this. And this is the result that I had for my paper this weekend. And this number, 655, is something that is almost unbelievable. What this means for me, that I found this here, you can see of similar age. This
40,400.
all the papers, yes, this
Wow.
one, outputs of similar age. What this means? This means that all the papers published in similar age are compared about the repercussion, the how that is announced in it's not a scientific index, it's an index of repercussion of the paper in media. Then what these results say? That near 3,000 papers that was published in the same period, 3 weeks before the publication of my paper, 3 weeks after the publication of my paper, they compare all the papers published in all the words, in magazines, in good magazines. And my paper is in the first place. It is the paper that had the biggest repercussion in all the world, in all the papers, in all areas published in similar age. It's something for me almost unbelievable. I never imagined that this will happen. The other number that you have here, this is information for today. I have 1 month that I have this kind of results. And between all the papers published in Acta Astronaut, this magazine that I published the paper was accepted for publication, it is the third place in all the history of the Acta Astronautica. Since they begin the papers in Acta Astronautica began to be analyzed by this index. And from 32 million papers that is in the base of this ultimate index. It is in the 4,400 position. That means that the paper is in 0.12% of the papers that have the bigger announcement and repercussion in media in all the history of science that was analyzed by the ultimate papers published and the 32 million
Awesome.
papers that is there. Something that I never imagined that will
It's
happen with
awesome.
this paper. These are fantastic numbers, and there's a paper about astronautics, space exploration. Right? And this number is compared with all the papers published in recent history of science. Right? That is in this base of altimetric. Then this something for me that I never expected. I never expected this. I'm showing the results because if I think that if I only say this without this, it's difficult to believe that this was possible with this paper that I published. And these are amazing. Maybe in the future we will be Mars, and maybe in 2031, as I obtain the results. And this is a smile from the Mars surface. Thank you very much for the
Wow.
invitation. Ever is a great pleasure to be here. And I'm very happy. And here in this program was the first time that I showed the results of the paper. Né? Then,
Marcello, I am, my head's just dizzy thinking about it. You know, it's just wonderful, and I am, I'm, you know, how can I say I'm proud and of all of this that's happened for you, and you know, it's wonderful. I know that some part of your story you say you accidentally found this, but I don't know if it's really an accident. You know.
but it's
Yeah, you've been studying space and cosmology and you know, space exploration for a long time, you know, and so it would have taken someone like you to recognize it, you know, so that's great.
okay. Thank you very much,
That,
Kat. It's
yeah, that's
it's
great.
a great pleasure to be here, and I hope soon you'll visit us again. You'll be
Yeah,
welcome.
I hope so too. I hope next year. So
Okay.
I've already put down April, like the third week down. So we'll see if maybe later you can share some dates with me. So, and for the audience too, this is an event that you really should go to. During part of the trip, Marcello took me to the beach, and we could see the southern hemisphere, Milky Way, and it was just beautiful, you know. So, you know, they made some sandwiches, and it was a nice little picnic. It was a lot of fun. It was. So,
Next program, I will show all the pictures of the
okay,
okay.
great. All right, thank you so much, Marcello. Bye bye.
Thank you for the invitation.
Okay,
Bye.
okay. So let's see. Um, we will go to John Schwartz. John, are you still there? He is.
Can you hear me?
I hear you. It looks
Hi.
like you're in the observatory somewhere. It looks
Yes,
like
I'm
Mount
back at my
Wilson.
favorite Mount Wilson. It's a, wonderful telescope.
Yeah, it's
I
not
come a
cold. I mean,
lot.
you're just wearing like a tank top, you know,
Yeah,
so.
it's hot in this dome. I got to tell you, the heat, it's almost radiating. These fires have been killing me out
Yeah.
here.
Oh, I
I
know.
mean, but yeah, I could put my shirt on, but I've been sweating just
Nah, you're good. It's fine.
anyway. So
Yeah.
yeah, the titles,
Good.
that's really impressive. That
Yeah, isn't that amazing with
holy cow, who would
Marcello
thought
and
our Marcello would be a rocket
well, I would have
scientist?
thought it, but you know, it was you know, I mean, for how long have we heard how long, you know, that it would take forever for humans to get to Mars, you know, and so I'm sure there's other technical things that would have to be worked out. Maybe due to the speed that you're going or something, but uh, you know, it's a nice problem to solve. You know, getting to Mars faster. So,
Yeah, but
you
it's
know,
going to make it possible, which is
yeah,
the next step, right?
yeah,
On the
yeah.
big journey.
Yeah, I don't know that I would want to spend, you know, 6 or 8 months in a can, you know,
No.
try going to Mars because what are you going to see? You know, in between here and there, you're basically okay. You see the stars, and that's always good, but you know, it would be kind of a tight fit after a while, you know, and only one bathroom, right? There's only going to
Well,
be one
they have
bathroom.
to cryogenically, like passengers, if they knock you out and then they revive you when you get there.
Oh, is that what they do? I don't think they're going to do that. I think
Maybe
that's
someday.
how they solve it in Hollywood. Okay, that's how they do it in Hollywood. In the real life, I don't know. You know,
No,
so
it's really
anyhow.
funny because Hollywood has it. You think it's like Hollywood, but I mean, some of the explosive power of space, it is real.
Oh, sure,
Yeah.
sure.
So the title's a good title. You know, I can't do what go to Mars, but I can take you to deep space even further
There we
through
go.
my sketches,
There we
you
go.
know. And every
Mhm.
sketch begins with a signal from a distant object, you know. When I see it in a telescope, I see it with my own eyes, and then I sketch it with my own hand, and it's amazing because I just recorded the moment that that light traveled, say, 100,000 to 1,000,000 years, and it came to Earth, and I just recorded the moment when that hit us. Pretty amazing to think about.
Yes. Yes.
So I can relate with the title, you know.
Yes.
I mean, it's a great topic of discussion too. A lot of my colleagues and friends, you know, you remember Maurice, my dear
Sure, of
friend.
course I do. Yeah.
Maurice was always had, you know, he was a doctor of sorts, so he had a lot of intelligent conversations. Daniel would participate, and you know, they would get into long, dragged out, you know, communicate who was right about the creation of the moon or who made the
Oh,
best.
okay. Yeah.
You know, Parks
Yeah.
always made the best, um, according to them, but I'm not sure. I think, you know, there's so many good ones along the way. Anyway,
Yes.
here we go. Speaking of Maurice, here is Maurice, my good friend, and that's Daniel. They were having another debate over what was what.
I see. Yes.
So that's Maurice's desk. I was on the side. I couldn't sit on the same side as Maurice because I was covered in tar because I fixed the roof. I destroyed his carpet too. He was real upset.
Oh, you did, huh?
But anyway, let's so you know, here's our sun, and this was a beautiful morning. I was walking, and the clouds were breaking up. We've had a lot of fires, a lot of smoke, a lot of marine layer. It's been like a mixed bag and a heat wave, as you can see right now. I'm dying in this dome over here, but it's not too
Mm-hmm.
bad. It's starting to cool off now that it's getting later. This was a beautiful view in Zihuatanejo. We had landed on the plane and we just got to the place we were going, and we had our suitcases and we were waiting. So we went down to the beach and looked down at the ocean, and that was the view we had. I recreated that view.
Oh, that's
It
very
was
nice. Beautiful.
amazing view.
Romantic.
Yes.
Romantic looking, huh?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
About 100 feet away was the Chololo discotheque, and you could hear the music thumping. But you know, this would took you further away. These are a series of, you know, pictures of the moon because we've had so many clouds. I've really been, you know, forced to do pictures of the moon. Plus, it's out every night almost, and it's a great object. It's our nearest neighbor. Takes 1.2 seconds for the light to get here, so I can spend hours drawing it. It's amazing how the illumination and the different feel that the moon has on
Yes.
different nights, you know, depending on the scenery, the foreground. And this was a cool one. I used a Gaussian blur to blur out the foreground sketch trees. And
Oh,
then
right.
in the illumination is done with the luminance pens in Procreate. They create illumination. So I was able to create a weird illumination just like it looked. It was really cool. And this one was actually sketched looking out my bedroom window. So I didn't have to do much. These are a series of the ones I do. Different feels. This was later in the evening, you know, after sunset. There was some real nice crimson and lavender clouds drifting through. And those are my neighbor's cypress trees. The guy that cut them, he just chopped them off. I've never seen them cut like that, but they're gone.
Oh.
This was a pencil sketch that I did. Haven't done a
Mhm.
pencil sketch in a while. This is again clouds. We've had smoke, fire. It's been crazy out here. I'm sure you've heard, right? About Simi Valley.
Yeah.
But we're
Yes, sir.
okay. We're okay. This is the
Yeah.
moon in Venus. I mean, I spend most of my time doing the moon because it's hard to get away and the weather hasn't cooperated. So who would think of drawing the moon when it's just cloudy? But at that moment, you just go out and you look up and you see these crazy, like interesting views. It's really fun to do a series. I just do a lot of them. It's one of my favorite things. This is the moon and Jupiter in the clouds. Love clouds. One night I was
Right? Oh
sketching
yeah, look at the cat.
and I keep hearing noises. So I'm real paranoid because, sometimes you're way out in the middle of nowhere.
Is that a
I'm
cat or a
more,
raccoon?
that's a coon. I'm more
Oh,
worried
okay.
about aliens because the aliens, then they might take you and you're done. But the coon,
They
at
might, but
least I could throw my granddaughter's carousel. She had a little plastic, and I had to throw it at it because this thing started to come up to me, and then it was sitting on the wall staring at me. Man, tell you, this hobby can get you in trouble. These are cool ones. The jet trails going through. I've gotten pretty good at painting the contrails now.
yes, you
It's
have.
almost like a astrograph. Remember the little thing with the gears you could draw? The spirograph.
Oh yeah, spirograph.
Yeah,
Yes,
that's the contrails seem to be like churned
like
through a
that, huh?
turbine almost, like
I see.
corkscrew. I've gotten good. You have to go into braille almost when you paint those. This is the moon over the cherry tree. My wife got a cherry tree and we planted it in the backyard, and the tree has grown to like 15 feet already. So now it's reaching for the stars and
Yeah.
and the moon. I mean, so I incorporated in a lot of my pieces. You'll see as this one. This is the moonlight upon the cherry tree. Another view I had. It's a sketch. This was actually a Procreate digital charcoal or charcoal and pencil 6B, a combination, all digital to mimic the exact using the real medium.
Mm-hmm.
Another moon sketch. Looking through the 66, I got a triplet, a rare little William Optics 66, very light and easy to pick up and just plop out there, and the moon is always there for you. It's a great target. It changes every night, and the features that you can see, as Mr. Reeves can tell you, they're quite phenomenal. This was a cool one. That was like a night where the wind was blowing really good and it was kind of boily, the very low on the horizon. So I tried to record that with the
Yes.
trees coming through. Kind of I think Adrian would like this one, the Halloween moon.
Perhaps. Yes.
Poseidonus, the crater. This was looking through like the 28-inch. I mean, when you look at the moon, you have to use filters when you have the 28 because you could go blind. It's that bright. It gathers so much light. So these were a series. I don't know if everyone's been out looking west after sunset. You see two bright stars real close to each other. Those aren't airplanes. Those are planets. A lot of people ask me if that was, and then I look and it almost looks like it, and then it moves. But sometimes you can't tell it's because they're so far away. But these are Jupiter and Venus. If you look every evening, there's the cherry tree. Here's another one, another view from Big Sky Park near the dog park, looking west. This is about where they're at right now. If you go outside, you'll see them. That's what they look like.
Mm-hmm.
This is just before the night of observing. So we did a springtime galaxy trip with the 32-inch, and we left the 28 and the 30 home. They're too small. We opted for the 32. And it was just an incredible night. We had the marine layer come in. Everything was socked in. It was one of the best night in years. So I did a whole bunch of sketches, which I'll show you from the evening, all showpiece summertime. There's too many to do, so I had to pick the good ones to do the sketches of. 5746, it's an edge on, very similar to 4565 or even NGC 891. People mistake it for.
Yes.
Yeah, it's
Check
like,
it
I
out.
think 20.
Yeah, very nice.
It's pretty
That
cool.
looks real.
Yeah, that's a
Yeah.
sketch. This is a color Procreate sketch of 101. We're looking through the 32, and when you look through a scope that big under those conditions, I think it was SQM was 21.4, and the clouds came in and knocked out Bakersfield, Los Angeles, everything around there. All the valleys were blacked out, so it was an incredible night. We're really good transparency. You know, all the things affected by the light traveling that distance, and once it gets to the atmosphere, it gets, you know, you have to get good seeing. Sombrero, this one was really amazing that night. You could actually see like a record player, almost like a record grooves in the disc going inward. It's a pretty good interpretation of the view. M51, we were getting a little bit of the IFN around. You know, most of these galaxies are connected with what's called IFN. It's a filamentary structure of hydrogen and gas. They all connect. It's a network, almost even like your brain. Scott, you know about that, right?
Yes.
So you can literally see that when it's dark and you have a large, fast telescope, you can see some of that IFN. It's pretty amazing. You wouldn't believe. Mel Bartels does some amazing sketches of it. You know this one, right? M82, the cigar.
Oh yeah. Look at it. Looks like a bird soaring, a galactic bird soaring
Yeah.
through the stars.
You know, you could almost see the plasma being injected, the black there, and there's a subtle gray. I mean, in a photo, astrophoto, it's all like coral coming out of there. It's a super active galaxy. You can't really see it visually. It's so dim and so far away, but maybe with a 50 or 60 inch. This was kind of we have magnolia trees growing, and I love magnolias. I mean, they're dirty trees, but when you catch the right view of a flower, it's so I stopped on my bike. This was created from a cell phone snapshot, and I saw the moon like a petal, so I combined it and made a piece of art, kind of a rough sketch, really. Flowers, always beautiful flowers, and recognizing the beauty on the planet and seeing these things, and it just makes you feel like you're a part of this.
Yeah, part of the universe too.
Yep, I love flowers. The colors, they're like stars, different colors. We recently planted some beautiful milkweed for the monarchs, and so now we get these monarchs coming in.
Yeah,
and
that's
they're
great.
beautiful. Again, look at the sunlight just draping on feeding the planet right there. That's life right there. It's pretty cool. This is my think tank. It's
Your think
actually,
tank?
I was in my shower.
What?
And the sun was shining in the window, and I blurred my vision for a second, and the drops of water were spectral, and I was dreaming. Like it was just the most amazing sensation. I tried to capture it in a snapshot. I kind of did a few enhancements in color, but man. So I call it the think tank, the dream tank. Dreams come true. I want to tell all of you, if you just believe in it and be patient, because you keep your mind focused and it comes. So I wanted this telescope. Me and telescopes. And guess what happened? It came to me. The think tank paid off. So here's a cool shot. It's the telescope. It embodies the touch, the feel. You're looking through it. You're getting the signal of light that traveled who knows how far. It goes into your brain, and then it becomes part of it's so crazy, the whole thing. But this picture kind of is cool, don't you think?
Yes.
Maybe a bit too elaborate.
I'm a photographer, so all images that look like that look cool to
Oh,
me.
okay.
So
I
yeah,
just see
it's cool.
more. I'm like Salvador Dali, not paranoid, but pareidolia.
Yes.
Here we are again, my best buddies. So I'm grateful. Every day I realize how grateful when I have my dog and I have views and the use of a telescope like this, and everything is just wonderful, man. And going out with your best buddy. I take him on
Yeah,
the bike rides.
there
I
he
had to get
is.
him glasses because he's 18, and
Oh yeah.
he gets wincing like from the sunlight, kills him. That's one of the bad things about the sunlight. It hurts your eyes, and eventually you get cataracts, even us. Poor little fella. Now
Yeah.
he's been on every trip and he's such a trooper. He hangs in there with me. He just wants to be with me. So he's like, "Can I get my steak yet?" He's waiting. That's on the landing. And I said, "You've been a good boy. Here you go. There you go." I got him.
Yes.
He gets filet mignons. Look at him. He's hungry there. But more on the
Yeah.
serious
Wow.
side, let's say my greatest gift is my legacy and my grandchildren. And there they are. That's Marcy and Atlas, John Schwartz. Those are my two little babies that will carry on.
Cute.
And that's my presentation.
All right. Okay. Well, I think that's a wrap for Global Star Party. Thank you so much, John.
Well, it was a pleasure, as always. I mean, I didn't go to Mars, but we did go deep.
Well,
I
you
love
might.
your artwork, John. Your artwork is just so freaking amazing. I just love it.
Thank you so much. Check me out on cloudy nights. I'm a local.
Will do.
Appreciate it.
Okay. All
All
right.
right.
Well, thank you so much.
Sure. Thank you
I
again.
will be, of course, making the announcements for the next Global Star Party. It'll be our 179th, and we'll keep the tradition going. So, yep. So, anyhow, there's lots of things happening this year. We've got more star parties to come. We have Starmus that will be coming upon us, and that will be in the Canary Islands. So if you haven't been to the Canaries before, you definitely want to get there. It is very much like going to the Big Island of Hawaii. It's volcanic. It's beautiful, the ocean's there and everything, but some of the biggest observatories in the world are also there as well. So, and you'll be in very good company with people that will keep your mind peaked on all kinds of possibilities that technology can do in the future, but and also have just a much greater understanding of things like black holes and all the things that these people work on. So you guys have a great night, and until next time, I don't know if I can sing. I won't even try, but adios, and we'll talk to you later. Bye-bye.